I'll tell you when you're older. To the chair? Or are you farting?
A little bit better.
Or are you timing the fart with the chair?
If you see me do this, and I'm like, it's probably a fart.
Holding
I
on
don't
for
think you
dear
shit
life.
yourself at that point.
Yeah.
Look that alarmed.
I would not shit myself in this chair. That would
Not
be
on
really
purpose.
I'll just make you buy a new one on Amazon.
Comes out as so big, I don't say shit. It's just a brown stain in her nice chair.
Dude, my cat tacos me on the couch the other day. It was... Big Kitty's had diarrhea, so I just,
Our dog's been puking a little.
We are now live.
Okay.
I don't think the stream's going to hold, but
All right.
we are streaming currently.
All right.
Cool.
Should we notify anybody, or?
If you want to.
No, I don't.
Let them know. Patreon's recording. Everyone quickly channel your energy to tell everyone.
All right, welcome to Swissman's Gaming. We did it.
We're here.
Yeah,
The stream disconnected. All right, it's not.
All right, well, all right.
I had a feeling I get bad internet in here,
Okay,
so we're recording. No stream. They'll be fine.
perfect.
Cool. All right, what are we talking about? What are we doing today?
Oh,
We're doing
we have a lot.
Veruna.
Yeah, so we
We
got
got to talk about
Veruna.
Torchlight.
Yay.
We should. I want to talk about Tag Raid for a second because we actually played it. REM
And REM
Racers.
Racers.
And reinforcements have updated.
We have a lot
Yeah.
to cover.
We can blitz through a lot of that pretty quick.
Yeah. Torchlight, I will say technically, fortunately, based on time constraints, we don't have profiles, but when we get profiles, we'll have to really break that down.
Right.
And it's going to be really interesting to see what those profiles are like, because I think it's going to make or break that faction and how much people complain.
Yeah.
But people are going to complain about
I'm
it.
ready.
People
for the
are already
complaints.
complaining disproportionately about this army.
Yeah, I don't get it. You know what's really funny though is I keep seeing Carlos liking all these guys look like Ultramarines posts. I think that's the funniest thing.
I am sure there might be a part of them that was trying to appeal to that maybe that demographic.
Well, think about how
Maybe.
well the Bakunin stuff did, because those are just cooler Sisters of Battle.
They are, and they also
they
still
sold
have some
out,
of
like,
their-
that.
Wait, you mean cooler? What are the nuns from
Adeptus
Dune?
Sororitas.
No, the
Oh,
nuns
Bene
from Dune.
Gesserit.
There you go.
Yeah.
So fuck you, GW. You don't get to own space nuns.
Yeah.
And honestly, they don't own heavy troopers either, and
Right.
They don't
while
own the Roman aesthetic as well.
Oh, these
Right.
are Ultramarines. If they we said earlier before we started, if they weren't blue and gold,
I don't
blue
think
and
people
yellow,
would be
I don't
No.
think people would be nearly as upset about it.
Honestly, I spent 30 minutes this morning looking at Horus Heresy 30k Ultramarines, trying to see any that really looked like this.
They don't.
I see the face. The only thing is the Primaris. I see it a little in just the face.
In
That
the
is-
name, right? The Prime
But
guy.
then why are people calling them Ultramarines?
Yeah, but the name Prime is just
that's-
because that's in English.
Yeah.
The fact if it was like some weird fake
if it was
Latin,
this over
That,
fucking
sure.
Latin,
Again, it's
if it
just
was a Premenda something, I don't know. Like
It's just
you really
because
nailed that.
yeah, I did.
40K is the most popular game, right, for tabletop gaming, just in general. So
Yeah.
people inherently, and everyone's probably played it. Most people have probably that play
Nope,
this.
never played it.
And they own.
What are you painting right now?
Butt plug.
Says the guy who's like, why won't this guy sell me his Warhammer army?
He hasn't
It's a
responded
good
in 30
deal.
minutes.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I'm going to check right now. Actually.
All right, he wants to play Dealhammer.
Yeah, I don't know. I think people are way over exaggerating the look.
I
They have
see.
a backpack. Oh, crazy, dude! It must be a space marine.
I mean-
a Spalder?
did you
Spalder?
Spalder?
Jesus, wrong word. Pauldrons? Oh,
Fucking
no.
loser. Talk right.
Did you guys see that meme
It's
I
not-
sent
they-
to chat the other day?
Which one?
I sent a picture of a parrot, and I was like, this is Ultramarines ripoff. It's blue and yellow. It's got big pauldrons.
Anything that's blue and yellow is an Ultramarine ripoff.
So okay, yeah, they got shoulder pads. Okay, that's not what an Ultramarine is, and they don't really look like Ultramarine, Space Marine shoulder pads, at all. Actually.
Are people upset because they look like they might be like corn? What are they called? World eaters?
So
No,
with the
They're calling them
bunny
Ultramarines.
ears.
They're called
That would be
Ultramarines.
way too nuanced to take if they were like, oh, look past the colors. I
The-
seriously think the second you see
even
blue
the-
and
yeah,
yellow
you're
and
just-
power armor, people are like,
Which is
Marines.
O12's colors. and has been
Actually,
the
it's
whole
StarCraft
time.
Terran Marines. That's what we really should be comparing them to.
You mean Patchers?
It's funny.
Yes,
'cause
exactly.
Hospitallers to me are the Space Marine model in this game.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Just
agree.
knights wearing talbards, running around with swords and machine guns.
For their
is-
story, sure.
Not to
No,
mention,
even the look,
not to mention too, the
like-
scale. Those are larger than S2 models. And
Yeah,
you compare them to other
if
like
you
deck
did a-
out and heraldry,
if you did a
like-
head swap on them and just put whatever mark helmet on those guys, painted them up like Black Templars, dude,
Sure.
That's
okay.
Space Marine.
Yeah.
That is the closest thing in this game to a Space Marine by a lot. They have all sorts of...
Oh my god, yeah. I'm looking at the Joy Toy version right now.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you, Carl.
If you just, like, even down to the big-ass shoulder pads.
Yeah, they're more Space Marine-y besides...
Hospitallers are Ultramarines. They're fucking blue Marines that are knights that believe in God.
No, they're not, though, because everyone says these are. These look exactly like Space Marines.
No, they don't. And I don't even love a lot of these models. Like,
I'm a huge fan of most of them. I'm really excited by the idea of line infantry heavy troops for 12.
Do we know that they're heavy infantry though?
They have to be.
No, they'll be medium infantry.
Look at Thrakitai. Look at like.
That's
Alep's
true.
weird. Alep's always been weird though. Aleph has always cheated their medium infantry.
Okay.
Because they've always had 2 wound available to them, 2 wound medium infantry that weren't slow.
If they do like
We're
a
talking
1 wound,
M3,
no
right?
wound
Like-
cap would be fine to me.
Like Yadu
Sure.
and some of those others that were like, they're basically heavy infantry, but they just count as medium infantry.
I'm just talking about looking at them.
They look like heavy infantry to me.
I can't imagine they're not heavy infantry. But I mean, who knows? I mean,
They are thick though.
They're really thick.
They're
thick.
pretty big.
They're big dudes.
You know what? Maybe they'll be like Patchers. You know, arm 3.
Yeah, nothing
Wound
crazy.
in half.
Right. Yeah, like give them no wounding.
You were saying like Zuyonks, right? I mean.
Yeah.
My big fear is like, are they going to be more kind of overpowered, undercosted heavy infantry that we've seen a lot of lately, right? Like a lot.
For the past 3 years.
I think that's going to be the Hellblazers.
I think that a lot of people, because after Bakunin and all the, like, we lost some of the fluff, or not the fluff, but we lost some of the flavor of Bakunin, right? There's a lot of people who had shared that opinion.
Did we?
So, yeah, but I mean, it's just something you see a lot of talked about.
But we got an
or
addition.
did at the time.
People just added to it though. We didn't lose
Sure,
anything.
no, I agree.
No, they got less sexy.
But yeah, they got less sexy. It's literally that's what it is.
No, that's the biggest complaint. They got less sexy.
We're going to a cyberpunk direction. The company seems to be going to a direction that is less of the like curves and the whatever, and more of a, I don't know. It's still clearly cyberpunk to me. I don't see how it couldn't be seen that way, but people don't apparently.
I would say
agree
this
with
is
that.
not very cyberpunk. That would be my statement.
This faction is probably So Torchlight's maybe
Torchlight. This is not cyberpunk to me.
Sure.
Not even
But
slightly.
I will say though, the Silver Star Rovers look like what I would have pictured if you told me like when O12 first came out.
Which one are the rovers?
The
big
basic infantry.
line troops. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I would picture a space cop to look like though. I mean, that guy I can see running up to you and being like, Kappas are kind of, to me, Kappas are a little lame looking. It looks like a dude.
Yeah, they're real basic.
In a blue bodysuit.
I
And
like
okay, fine,
blue
whatever.
black bodysuit.
I like Kappas, but I also they remind me a lot of. And this is going to be some boom shoot talk, but I'm going to say it anyways. Of the chick from, the fuck's that game called? Shelly Bombshell from.
Homie, what the fuck?
Bombshell from what the hell?
What,
was
Crash
that game
Bandicoot?
called?
Oh, and the other thing people said was Ultramarine was the fact that they have the Torchlight symbol on their chest, and people think that looks like an eagle.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of.
Okay,
Except for the whole middle
whatever,
part, but
fine.
like, yeah. Anyway,
Don't paint it on.
right.
There you go. I fixed it.
Imagine if they're sculpted on.
Solve that problem. It doesn't look like
They are not.
But I think that people need to kind of take a breath and no, but seriously, we try to. I feel like just in general, and I don't want to go on a whole whinge thing about this, but
No, we should,
I
because
think we
honestly,
should
all the internet's
stop
been
being-
fucking bitching
stop
about
being
this.
so negative all the time, guys.
Yeah.
Like just like these are cool models, and if you
Yeah.
don't like the thing,
Ion
don't
Fury.
get it.
That's the name of the game. The Kappas remind me of the main character from Ion Fury, and I'm
I
fucking
don't know
here
anything
for it.
about that game.
Oh, I
What
remember you
do
told me
know
about that.
is that people need to maybe like try to be a little optimistic about what might be coming, right? Let's look at it and just maybe not just
Here's
instantly
another hot
assume
take.
everything's going to be.
If you don't like the army, don't buy it.
That is
Yeah.
also
Holy
perfectly
fuck,
reasonable.
like-
That
No,
is
I need
what
to go
you
online
just
and
said.
complain about
if
it.
you want to share your opinion, do it. But like, I don't know, man. If it's everything's negative to you, if you don't like the look of everything that's coming out, then what are you around for? You know,
things that you can
you don't like Infinity, don't play Infinity.
You can complain about this if O12 is your faction and you don't like this aesthetic.
I am
direction.
O12 all the way. Have been for years now.
I like O12. I need to finish painting my O12.
Yeah, I've been playing Starmada. That's all I've been playing since it's been done. I only play O12,
Right.
and I like this, and I get why some people it's maybe not their cup of tea, but I think to say these look bad is a real stretch.
I think
Yes.
it's way better than Starmada on the whole, if I'm honest. Like,
And I
Yeah.
love Starmada.
and I think Yokas
I think they're they're different to me. They're just different.
I think bronzes are cool, but they're so bad in game that it's like
Not anymore.
they're better now.
Yeah,
but
bronze is
especially
pretty
at
cool now.
launch,
Just the
like,
one, the heavy machine gun.
like Lawkeepers also like kind of divisive aesthetic. Some people like the Judge Dredd thing.
Lawkeeper's a
some
little bit of
people
a
don't.
bummer, but and that's the other thing. Infinity is always borrowed.
Right.
That's nothing new for this
Also,
company.
40K is like one of the least original IPs in existence.
Correct.
So
right,
like,
there's so many overarching things.
No,
going
they
on
keep
in
finding
40K.
new ways to fuck over their customers.
That's
Are
part,
they new?
That's part of the theme of 40K. though.
True.
They are pretty trailblazing in that regard.
I don't know. Just
I think the Torchlight stuff is fine.
It's
man.
cool. Looks
I
very
think
good.
I really think those backpacks are going to be
the sword
terrain
and shield
totals.
dudes, really cool.
I'm not super sold on the Prime's HMG,
I
so
hate
like the
the
thick
Prime.
boy.
I really hate the Prime.
I think he's pretty neat.
It's not for me, but all of those sculpts are ones that I want to
in
paint
a
up.
faction that has the gamma.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, let's see what the list looks like, right? Like,
no,
'cause
I'm
I
talking
don't-
aesthetic.
Oh, got it.
In a faction that has a gamma, I would never look at that model and take it.
Sure. I'm with you. I like the Gamma better in it too.
I think both
I think this
gammas
looks cool.
dunk on this look a lot.
Right. They're trying to looks like give everybody one of the Arm Boy units, right? Like they've got the
Which
a light
I really
tag
don't
almost.
think they need to do.
Maybe they just like it though.
I mean, it's different enough. We already have gammas though, right? So like, why do I don't need something that looks more
That's
like
my
a gamma.
point. Is I already have a gamma. I already
Yeah.
have one of these. I'd rather have a light tag for O12.
Sure.
That would have been cute.
Well, we'll see what the rules look like.
We will.
And that's a headquarters unit too, which is exciting.
A lot of them are. A lot of those S5 troopers are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lieutenant option for like decapitation.
That does not mean anything.
Well, let's hope.
Headquarters
Fingers
units, I think, very frequently do not have the lieutenant option.
crossed. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Like-
never mind.
Because we're thinking like Ratniks,
well,
Black.
now I'm definitely not getting the faction.
It's
Right.
no,
Perfect.
it's weird. The headquarters classification is one that could have gone away,
Yeah.
in my opinion,
But it didn't.
because it doesn't count as a veteran trooper for your classifieds.
Right.
And like half of the headquarters units are like, oh, the super grizzled orc veteran trained in the orc corps for 20 years and then become a Swiss guard. Not a veteran anymore.
Right.
Can't do that shit.
Sure.
And that's like pretty common.
Yeah, I like the Nimrod.
Me too.
The Nimrod's cool.
So I
Nimrod's
can't
cool.
decide which of them is my favorite model because I think the base troops are really cool, and then the yellow jacket looks sick.
I like the Yellow Jacket.
I really like the yellow jacket.
Oh, he's got a submachine gun, so he'll be undercosted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
There's what, 2 models with submachine guns in this
Yep.
pack already?
I think so.
there's one of the Hellblazers.
Yeah. I'm a little worried.
Oh no, and then you got the
Where's
Strider
Andrea?
has a submachine gun. There's a lot of
There's a
submachine
lot of
guns.
submachine
Yeah.
I mean, this O12 has always been a submachine gun heavy
Yeah.
faction.
Which is weird because they're illegal.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
Not in
Shock ammo.
Not
Shock
for
ammo is-
O12.
Shock ammo is
What's
awesome.
illegal for the people is not always
Yeah,
illegal
but
for
like,
the
when are you
government.
actually using shock ammo? AP is fine, right?
Against Hales.
You know what?
Against Alef, yeah. Against Sasha specifically.
Yeah.
Automatic weapons are illegal, and guess who has those?
You?
The government, the military.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Guess what O12 is? The government.
The one thing that makes me a little bit sad about the Nimrod is I feel like it's a third Hexa Lynx
But
type unit. Like
we don't know
O12
that yet.
has a couple of those already, like the Razor, the Lynx. I know they're a little different, but
Yeah, well, I don't until we get the. We'll see the what in
We'll have
2
to see
days.
the-
We'll see
the
the rules.
rules,
Yeah. So then we'll be able to see what's missing.
I hope
'cause-
it's not. I hope there's not a lot of overlap with existing O12 units.
Yeah, I hope
is
this
what
one's
I'm
just like another-
most concerned about.
What is
Yeah.
it? Epsilon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it another Epsilon? Is it another Lynx? Is it another Razor? Like it could be any of those things based on how
Sure.
the model looks.
And I have a feeling that they're going to make this what they meant to do for Star Armada with the bike. The road bot came out and they didn't want it to be in vanilla, but they oopsied and people
that'd
bought
be
for
cool
that.
if
I
they-
think that we're going to see a lot of unique two
I hope
Torchlight
so,
stuff.
but they haven't been doing that lately.
They did it with Bakunin.
Bakunin, besides a couple,
To a point, but a lot of the
Except for the stuff that was new to Nomads.
if half
They
of the
just
new
gave it
stuff
all
isn't in
Nomads.
vanilla,
Oh, yeah.
it still counts as like unique to me.
I'm
And-
here for
and it depends on-
sectorials being more locked out.
Yeah, I
honestly.
agree. I think everybody.
That's
might
something
be
you've
on
been
that
saying for
page.
years now.
I think so. I think the sectorial should have more unique profiles
Agreed.
and models.
Yep.
Both. Like you could have like a gimpy version of a profile in
vanilla,
I'm
right.
cool with that, right?
Yeah.
The one thing I do hope is that, like, my fear with another heavy infantry faction is, like, the Zuyongs, right? Zuyongs are kind of not very good right now. So how do you make a Zuyong good without just shitting on Zuyongs?
I mean, Infinity's.
Right.
We've talked about this before, but Infinity's a game where you have to look at the factions in a vacuum.
Right, but that faction's identity is the heavy infantry line troop faction, right? So, like, I
Not
don't...
anymore, Carl.
I don't
There's
wanna
Torchlight's here.
I don't want to shit on that, though. And it's hard to do that without making them impetuous or frenzy. And I don't... It's hard.
We're not. I doubt police are gonna because it's like a police unit.
Well,
I doubt
that's
we're
funny
gonna
because
get
there's one,
specialists.
the only police, the only frenzy unit in O12 is a police unit. It's a Lockkeeper,
Yeah, but you can take it away, and you should every time.
and he's just bike curious, right? I don't know how to work that. Token.
Got
But
it.
that's more because he has a bike.
Yeah.
But like that's the only frenzy
Right.
or impetuous unit that is like native to O12.
And
Like
maybe-
Varangians or Ariadnes.
Maybe we'll see that with like the blade dudes.
That's
right?
what I'm thinking. They look a little.
So they're quick because they look like they're going to be charging right at you going in.
And like with the name like Hellblazer, like
Yeah.
maybe
those
they
guys
are
are
impetuous,
getting
and
up in there.
that would be okay, I guess.
I don't mind if they get impetuous.
I mean,
it's
impetuous is almost exclusively upside.
Right.
I'm also super curious about like what the fluff for these guys is going to be because they keep talking about like going to where it's darkest,
See,
but like
that's-
the big war's over. So what?
So
are they...
I think they're going to have terrain total, so they can go into the QAZ zones.
Okay.
I think those backpacks they all wear are going to be their like terrain total
total
0G whatever environmental suit.
That makes sense.
So
Well,
they can
maybe-
fuck around in the QAZ zones to help save people. Or
Yeah, but they
Well,
still
O12
get
is
hit by the.
O12. At least what we have of O12 and Starmada is like the police force that's in your face in all the cities and towns or
But-
whatever.
Right.
But this is like this might be O12's clandestine, which is what Infinity is, right? The clandestine operations.
this doesn't
Maybe-
look clandestine at all, though.
No, this looks like a SWAT team ready to
you're
just
right.
fucking knock down your shit.
Maybe I don't know.
I don't.
I mean, to me,
Torchlight does not sound like a because you would do noir,
Pure Noir would be that, right?
and this doesn't look like that.
I don't know.
Right? I'm
No.
here for that. I want that.
We'll see. I guess we'll find out.
I'm excited for
Sure,
it.
they'll have a little lore blurb when they release their thing.
But yeah, I think the models are fine. They're not fucking Ultramarines. Fucking stop.
They're not Ultramarines guys. If they were colored differently, you probably wouldn't be saying that. And yes, the face, and I guess the torch on. I didn't even notice that, but the torch on the chest, sure. Don't paint it on. You fix the problem. There you
Not
go.
that you probably can.
Yeah, right. Who's good enough to do that?
Are you good enough to do that? No, shut the fuck up. I know
I'm gonna buy that box now just to do it.
Do
Just
it.
Say, fuck you.
All right.
Do it.
I'm gonna get Matt to do it. He'll do it.
There we go.
He's done some freehand for me before.
Freehand's hard, and
Not for Matt. Matt handles it just fine.
dude, that
For the right price.
that torch fire that seems really hard.
It seems very small
No,
as
it's
well.
gonna be fine.
And yellow.
I have
Of
faith.
all the fucking colors to have to freehand.
I have faith
Yeah.
in someone else to do that for me.
No, I'm excited about this. I think it's cool.
It looks
Yeah.
great. And then
I'm
the
glad
ring-
O12 got a sectorial. I'm so glad it's not fucking
Finally.
Al-Islam biker gang.
Right.
Yep.
We needed one more, and I don't want another one. I'm fine with 2 sectorials for my faction. That's enough.
I
Yeah.
think O12 is fine with two.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I would say would be kind of cool for O12,
There's
and it
Bureau
could be
Noir.
NA2.
Pure Noir would be neat. We've
No,
already
not
said
Bureau Noir. It'd be cool, but like a party sectorial
Oh,
that has more
character.
random characters from all the different the
Yeah,
Defiance
like the
crew.
Defiance one, yeah.
or something like that. It doesn't
I'm
have to
honestly
be-
kind of surprised that they didn't do that.
Yeah, me too. Maybe they will. We don't know
I
yet.
prefer. I wouldn't want
The
that.
time for that
before
would have been
something like
Defiance.
Yeah.
this. We'll see. See what happens.
Well, now all of them are released at least in a mainline.
Nothing's ever
Release.
stopped anybody.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think it could be cool to have more of a splash of all the different armies, like an NA2 that's like an O12 centric.
Right.
Yeah.
NA2 like they have the O12 bots as their remotes, and
Yeah.
they have one or two troops from all the human factions.
Sure.
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
It'd be cool
We'll
NA2
see.
faction.
Maybe, and we don't have any characters here, so maybe we'll see some neat characters in it. Who knows?
Yeah, none of these
That's-
were characters,
right?
right?
So we might get some characters that are pretty. I'm sure we'll get some characters for sure. Who
Oh,
they'll
yeah.
be, we'll find out. Probably Aleph. I would think we'll go with more Aleph
Look at
stuff.
Cuervo.
You might actually.
Cuervo would be neat.
Cuervo's weird though because now you got a jump troop, right?
Sure.
And you're not. Are you gonna have deltas and this other jump troop in here?
I don't know.
That's weird.
Cuervo
Well,
is
maybe
a
not.
Delta.
Maybe just.
That's what I'm
maybe just
saying. He would be
Cuervo.
in a faction with the deltas though,
Right.
and I don't think deltas are going to be in here.
Who knows?
They might.
I don't think he's tied to deltas. He could be in there.
He
by
is a
himself.
delta.
Sure, but he's not. He doesn't. That doesn't mean they both have
Yeah.
to be there.
Yeah, he's not like the
It's-
only. Like he's not in his contract where he has to have his
Right.
buddies show up.
He trains the deltas. Maybe he's training these jump troopers. I don't
It's
know.
pretty uncommon for a character of a type to be in another sectorial
Yeah.
and not have that unit there too.
Right.
Well, I mean, think about Shona,
Well, Pavel.
who's
Shona's
not.
an Aristea character though.
Who's not? But isn't she the one trading everybody in MO?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she in MO?
I don't think so. Yeah, it's stupid.
And then
That is super
Pavel is in Cosmoflot, but he's a scout.
Yeah. And Cosmo's weird though.
Get short, but he's in there.
He is. Cosmo at launch felt a little weird. Like they had to tack on some
Yeah.
random shit.
Unknown Ranger. There's no other Americans.
Unknown Ranger isn't a type. He's not really a ranger.
No, but he's
he doesn't match any of the other unit types. He's faster than them
Yeah.
by a lot.
Helmets
Helmets on the
on my boys.
the reinforcement pack is sick.
Yeah.
By the way,
yeah.
Oh my gosh, we haven't even
12.
talked about that.
Yeah.
that tactical rock.
actually super cool.
Are you talking about the tactical door?
Yes. It's one of those.
It's a hatch. That's
No. The have you seen those skateboards with the one tire in the middle that are motorized?
Yeah.
It's like one of those.
just riding around on a
There's a whole
Segway,
bunch of
sniping
garbage.
people.
Those
might
are called
be a-
I know it's garbage, but from the angle on here, it just looks like
Yeah. Like you can put them on one of the old Hakaslam
Mm-hmm.
motorcycle bikes.
These reinforcement models are cool.
Jackboots are so cool.
Jackboots are so cool. I don't know what to do with them.
Yeah, they're just not
murder
that
journalists.
They're just like the epitome of medium infantry in this game.
But they will clear out. You can go fight a missile. You can go fight like the scarier the ARO.
The problem
more
is you can't just fight a missile because you die from one hit anyways.
Maybe.
Well, I'm saying like they die from one wound.
Dies from one wound.
Sure.
Right. You're theoretically
Like the total immune value goes so much lower when you're a one wound.
Yeah.
It's like total immune on the Uber fall. Like
That comes up
it
so
comes
much
up,
though.
but like how much value is it?
A lot.
Tremendous.
Because you can get flash pulse.
That's
Yeah.
the biggest one.
Getting flash pulse,
Yeah.
even just getting immobilized is a humongous deal.
EM mines, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks that they trigger on total immune models.
I'll be getting this
Yeah.
for sure. Even though out of it, the things I'm definitely most excited for are the mint, because the mint agent's really good, and I think
Yeah.
it looks really cool. I think that model
Yeah.
looks sweet. The entire pack looks great, and then obviously the Vidocs are freaking off. The Vidoc marksman rifle is probably the best thing in the whole marksman.
What do you guys think of the Bounty Hunter event exclusive?
It's cool.
Yeah, it seems cool. I only saw it very briefly, and
It's got a
nobody.
Spitfire, which is kind of interesting.
It's cool.
Wait, can I gotta like come over and see it?
Yeah, I can also send it to you.
Okay.
It looks cool. I like that they did a really generic.
Hold on,
paint
now I'm
job
on
it.
Carl's mic. Holy shit. Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's got
Orange
the-
thing.
Yeah.
Orange.
You can paint that green and.
I
tone
like
down.
it. I actually like that. I
Yeah.
like that it pops. It reminds me of Victoria Grimsdottir. I was thinking of.
Oh yeah.
You know, he's got that like civilian mask too from
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
HVT.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it reminds me of Ermendina's a little bit,
I guess.
like the studio paint job, because they have like that orange
Yep.
vest.
That's their life vest. Because they work on the waterfront.
They got
Do they?
Yeah.
In Deschat
space.
and
Uh-huh.
and Gasso.
Guess what?
You know what the
People
biggest
like
ocean-
water.
The biggest ocean.
They
that
fly over
exists is
Veruna.
in
Yeah.
space. The biggest.
What
body
if
of
they
water.
fall out?
Right. Dude, you need your life jacket. What if it's a space life jacket?
That's true.
Yeah, you gotta see
You have
it
no
visibly
idea.
in space.
Float
Yeah.
up in space.
Yeah. It's a space flotation device.
This is a cool exclusive model, I think.
Yeah.
Because it can go with anybody too,
Yeah,
which is
see?
kind of nice.
I'm excited to get it. I will be
It's
getting this
honestly
bundle
one of
for
the
sure.
reasons why I'm leaning towards getting the bundle. I don't play O12. I have a bunch of the models. Haven't
O12 's
really
cool.
ever messed with it, but it's like, ooh, little exclusive toy. I want the exclusive toy.
That's the thing I care least about, but it is cool.
It's a nice little bonus. I like that it's kind of just neat and you can use it for whatever army you want.
It's cool. Yeah, but we needed a bounty hunter.
It's been
It's
a
hard to
long
get-
time
yeah.
since any of the bounty hunters are really available.
Yeah,
I
The
kind of
Mono
want
Hunter's been
another
available.
motorized bounty hunter,
I would like to see that too,
but
especially with how much people do bring them in vanilla. and
because
stuff.
they're just good.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, we ready to move on to what? REM Racers.
REM Racers is fucking amazing.
Yeah, so we got our copy of REM Racers from Corvus Belli.
And just our copies that we've bought
Yeah, it's like
as
out
well.
now.
Yeah, I know, it's out too. But we also got that.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, right? We were paid.
Yeah.
We had it first.
Paid in a $50 board game. It's pretty darn cool. I quite like it.
Oh yeah, because you weren't there at Adepticon when we played it.
No.
Yeah.
I was busy having children.
I loved it. It's very
Fucking
fun.
loser.
It's a lot of fun. I think this is one of those games where you could play with people who aren't into Infinity.
That's
Like,
the biggest thing
It's
for
your
me.
gateway drug.
It's
Yeah.
like you don't need to give a shit about Infinity.
Yep.
Which is so important for a game like that.
It's like Mario Kart.
Yeah.
The board game.
Yep, it's really fun.
I think it has room for some fun expansions that don't have to be very expensive too.
Right.
Yeah.
Like card packs or even more tracks.
Yeah.
I think tracks with more road hazards would be fun. Like different types of because they have the ones that like stop you and you can rotate.
Yeah.
It'd be fun if there was like an expansion that had more tracks with some other type of
Yeah.
thing that happens.
I want
Right.
a bridge.
I want a loop-to-loop that you can only get through if you're like a speed 3.
4.
Yeah.
Speed 4.
It's got magnets like on it, so you can like
Yes,
actually
perfect.
put
I
your
want
model
the
there.
3D track
Really
expansion.
complicate the game. Make it
Yes.
hard for
Hot
people.
Wheels.
Yes.
No, it's really good. I think it's a really good game. I think they nailed it.
Simple. It's fun. Don't play with Bruce. He'll kill you. He'll just murder you, and it's terrible.
I think
I don't know what you're talking
though,
about.
I wish there were more weapons that had longer range, especially
Yeah, I
forward.
get that.
Because I do feel like so many of those weapons are either the little templates, the oil slick, or the mines.
Right.
And like if you're in last place, you're like, oh cool.
Just wait for the HRMC expansion.
I think
HRMC's in the game already.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
really?
HRMC, Feuerbach,
multi-rifle,
multi-rifle,
kinetic rifle,
Kinetic
whatever that is.
rifle, whatever that
So
is.
what brand new thing to the
I'm assuming
universe.
that's just
That's
a
just a
K1
rifle.
rifle, right?
Oh,
No, but
kinetic
it gets
rifle.
more dangerous the further away you are.
Yeah.
It's like a 40k conversion. beam.
That's
Ooh.
that's your blue shell, except that it also can point backwards.
Right.
That's funny.
Turbo fuck last place.
Ooh, hello, last place.
How bad you doing back there? Well, guess what? It gets worse.
You're doing worse.
I will say that was one of my favorite things. Is if I was in first place and I had a ton of mines, I could just drop them all down. And then it's like, oh, people have already passed through it. We have another round to go. Keep placing out mines and just being an asshole. It's so much fun.
It's a fun game.
It is fun game. And that's like a minor note. I think just a couple more long-range forward attacking weapons would be nice.
Yeah.
Or even a thing where you can discard a card and use a contender.
Sure.
Right? And it's like kind of bad. But it feels bad when you're like, oh, I'm trying to catch up and I draw a card and it's fucking oil slick. Cool.
Yeah, that happened to me in Tag Raid a few times.
Yeah.
Which also we should talk about.
Speaking of which, yeah, we finally played our fully painted tag raid.
Nice.
We fought
Beautifully painted.
Dude, it's amazing. Yeah,
Robot
House, Benjamin. Yeah, he painted that whole setup for us.
Yeah, the creatures look insane.
It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. So, yeah, before I picked it up from him, we played. So it was me, Morgan, Benjamin, Bruce.
Nice.
And, yeah, we did, 2 missions?
Two.
We did one out of the campaign book, and then we just kind of like, were like, screw it, make your own crew. So, like, Bruce and I took Beast Hunters, Morgan took an engineer, Benjamin took a hacker. Yep. So we're just kind of getting a sense for like what the prospecting crews are.
And we still got a lot of rules wrong.
We played it mostly right the second time.
Yeah, we were pretty close.
It was
the biggest thing we did wrong was the deployment back on the board. That's probably the only critical mistake we made. Which is a big deal.
Critical.
It was a big deal.
It was what kept me off the board most of game 2.
Yeah.
However, that was its own type of fun.
Correct. Yeah. No, it was fun. It is a very fun game.
Yeah.
And killing the Mega Beast was really cool too. You can kill them. They seem big and scary and like they won't die. You killed the Mega Beast, right?
Yeah.
Use all your AP weapons against it?
Dude, AP doesn't even matter.
I'm just teasing.
Yeah.
Just punch it.
Yeah, you just punch
Beat
it.
the shit out of it.
I'm just teasing because all the Beast Hunters carry weapons that are woefully inadequate for killing.
No, Beast Hunters are actually really good at dealing with the beast in this game in particular.
I think Beast Hunters were probably the best of... Now, that being said, when we were doing deployment wrong, we don't really know, but Beast Hunters seemed to be a very effective choice as your third versus the engineer and the hacker.
That kind of makes sense to me.
The engineer's cool, though. The engineer can put up a wall, right, which blocks line of sight, and it's taller than tags.
Did you ever use it?
Yeah.
I tried, but because, again, I was coming in, it didn't work out for me because I didn't come in as much as I should have. That's the big thing was she was off the board the
Dude,
whole
you
time.
just got to come one.
Yeah. Always becoming.
Yeah, always becoming.
ABC.
Tag Raid seems really cool.
It was, and I was telling Benjamin about it because he was like on an Infinity hiatus. You know, he got I think just like a little too brain melted on it, and I told him, dude, you're gonna love this, like because it's the Infinity engine, but all that like big brain pressure just stripped out.
Yeah,
and it's fantastic.
Yeah, and I mean it's hard to plan on. I mean I've not played it, but like it's not like a big planned out turn like it would be in Infinity. Like you just don't.
No,
have...
you get like 3 orders max.
Yeah,
and send it.
3 or 4
and fuck
orders.
it. If
you
someone
send it,
and your opponents are gonna fuck with you anyway.
Right.
So
yeah, the Mega Beast isn't that oppressive. It's scary. I mean,
and if you do want to do some specific attacks and like things, you kind of have to plan it out to make sure you can do that without the Mega Beast fucking you up.
Sure, but like that's a small turn. That's like a board game though.
Yeah,
really,
that's
seriously.
something you
It
do.
definitely
goes
feels like
quick.
a board game. Yeah.
it's a board game with beautiful miniatures.
Yeah.
Which is
that's only
kind of the
because
norm
of-
now.
And it does use all the like Infinity mechanics.
Yeah,
it's
it's
just a little
basically
bit more
Code 1
dumbed
with-
down. No, it is Code 1.
Yeah, it's Code 1 with some extra shit slapped
Yeah,
into it.
and like you don't really have all the weapons are pretty lame, like in a good way.
Yeah.
Like your basic weapons are like basically out to like what, like 10 inches or
I
something.
mean, they're mining
it's like you're like at
attacks,
minus
like-
6, and then you're at +3 with the
You're
burst form
taping.
gun.
You're taping like a rifle to your tag.
Yeah, you get like an actual rifle, and you're like,
Yeah.
dude,
Oh.
I'm gonna fuck things
Yeah,
up.
like, just imagine a giant robot picks up an AK-47.
Like, yo, we're in this.
Yeah,
I think there are HMGs as well, but the only one I got was a damaged HMG, so
Nice.
you get a flat minus.
I got a
damage.
Panzerfaust, and that was full range, so that was cool.
Yeah.
And the Panzerfaust did kill Bruce's tag one time. I think that was most of what I did in game 2.
I
Yeah,
believe
killed
so.
that tag.
dies. I mean, it's
Yeah, your stuff will be dead.
quick.
Well, because it's the Infinity engine, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't really have much more health than normal. Like,
Yeah. Tags actually only have 2 structure.
Nice.
Everything else is 1 wound.
You can get like reinforced armor and stuff on them. There's like buffs you can get
Yeah.
on them that make them tougher.
And like all the little helpers actually have like a point
Right, they do
too.
things.
Yeah,
Well-
like even the little bots, they
Especially
have
the
decharges, and
prospectors,
they can load your material into like permanent storage, so you don't drop
That
it.
makes sense for a minor bot to be carrying around sticks of dynamite, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That's where I'd have my dynamite.
Yeah,
Right. Not on person.
Yeah, why? Fuck that.
yeah. The prospectors are cool. They're like a mini tag.
Yeah, prospectors are neat.
I had a card where I just put down bees. Like
Yeah.
I covered 4 tiles in
Swarms of
bees.
Yeah, those were
Nicolas
annoying.
Cage was really disappointed.
Yeah, no, like actually, like it was like no, not the bees. Was the title of the event.
Nice.
It was pretty
I
great.
still haven't opened all of my tag raid. Like I built most of the minis. I started painting the mega beasts. I just haven't finished.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Dude,
Yeah, Megabeasts is
I was flipping through the campaign book. There are missions later on where two mega beasts are fighting at the same time.
Oh, nice. Do they fight each other or
Yeah.
just okay?
Yeah, they fight each other. They fight you.
Cool.
No, not cool. That sounds fucking awful
Yeah.
to deal with.
I mean, that's kind of what you signed up for, right?
True.
Yeah.
I want to play more tag raid. I want to play more REM Racers.
Yep.
I think that people should bring those. Tag raid's a little bit harder to transport.
I think tag raid's hard to burn.
I intend on
To-
bringing REM Racers to Adepticon.
To a con, I think tag
Yeah.
raid's pretty hard.
Yeah.
The monsters are the hardest part, I think.
There's a lot of cardboard and shit too, right?
Yeah, but it's a
not one
sizable
It
box.
mostly fits in
Mostly
the box.
fits in the one. It's still pretty. That's a beefy box.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one of those Kickstarters where you're like, man, shipping was expensive, and then you get it in the mail, and
You're like,
Yeah.
wow, picking this up to bring it into my house is hard.
you're like, wow, all right, sorry, FedEx, I get it. Cool. We're going to Adepticon.
We
already
are
said that.
all of
Yeah.
us this year. Yeah.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Meet and greet at room 1-2 at 12 p.m. on
Never.
Friday.
Is this a real thing?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no.
Meet us at the
If-
convention.
I was
you-
like, you know our room number already?
If you want to get in, you have to say Torchlight doesn't look like Ultramarines. That's
Yeah.
the pass code.
You have to fight through your urges to get in.
If you're unable to say that, we might hit you.
True.
No one's gonna hit anyone. We're friendly-ish.
It's like the
Don't
it's like the
make
it's
promises
always
for me.
I might bite you.
it's the always
That's-
sunny
or
orgy
yourself.
episode.
Yeah.
Password orgy. Like
I might be playing. I think so. Maybe all of us. Ashron's Fall might be there.
oh, that'll be
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Jim messaged me about that on Facebook, and he was like, "Hey, that will be there. Let's do a demo." And I'm full in on that. I bought the whole thing. So
I bought a lot of it. I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't think I did every expansion. Like
I got
every
multiples
add-on.
of certain things because for other people, but I have.
Thanks,
I have,
buddy.
Yeah, I got you a Yamato, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
The derpy
space
battleship
station?
that everybody was
Battleship that
shitting on.
everyone got
It's
ruined
not a
their
battleship,
immersion.
man. It's
It's a space station now.
a space station now.
It's in
It's
space.
broken.
Yeah, they broke it.
I gotta say, this
fantastic.
AP marksman rifle on the Nimrod is sick. I like
Yeah.
the O12 AP marksman rifle. Just want to throw that out there.
It's really cool.
If you guys can't be on the fence now for Adepticon or any of that, but like seriously, guys, go to conventions, go to tournaments. It's super fun. We're going to Battle by the Beach next weekend,
Support your communities. Support
Yeah,
other
Valley Beach
communities.
is gonna be cool.
and there are a bunch of other tournaments that are being planned across the U.S. right now. There's one in New Mexico.
There was one in Oregon last weekend.
There's
They
one
had
in
like
Oregon.
55 people.
Salem, Oregon, or Salem, Pennsylvania.
I think it was Oregon.
Okay, it's
You
always
sure?
hard to tell.
Yeah.
Always hard to tell.
They had a big one. There was a satellite. So
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was called. So
All right.
apologies for that. But Salem, Oregon apparently has a huge community, which is exciting. I didn't realize we had that many people up there doing their thing. So
Yeah, the Oregon has more than Washington that are active in terms of my knowledge.
well, those people could make it right down to Battle by the Beach. It's not that far from them.
They sure, yeah. In the grand scheme of things, you're right.
Yeah. I mean, if we can make it to Chicago, they can make it there,
Yeah, true. And then there's the Colorado Krug that's going to be happening during Global Week.
which is awesome. We talked about that.
There's going to be a tournament April 13th in San Diego, so stuff is happening.
Is that the Global Week?
No,
Okay.
Global Week is late August.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to get
Cool.
something set up for that, but coordination is a bit of an issue right now.
Got it.
So
Well, we
I'll
can try to
work
find
that.
another venue too.
That's the goal.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Eh,
Venues are hard.
they are,
Yep.
but you work with what you got.
Just a general statement. Venues are hard.
Well, what about like Comic Quest?
Oh yeah, I'll hit him up.
Yeah, like we don't have to be in town. I don't know. It would suck, but
It would suck.
they're a pretty cool venue.
I've never
We
been.
got a few different stores we could mess with.
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah.
I mean, we've
In
done
this-
that
in
before.
this room.
60-man GT.
Yeah, middle of August.
We can make it happen.
I'd rather not.
August.
Yeah.
We can
Dude,
leave.
it might be as hot out here as it is inside the other building.
I found the guy who's not been here in the middle of August.
It's
Yeah.
not fun,
We
dude.
can call it San Diego Sweatfest.
Yes. Oh my
That's the name of
god,
the
that'd be so great.
Because
New
you'll be
tournament name,
sweating
San
in
Diego
games and you'll be
Sweatfest.
sweating in this room.
San Diego Sweaty Showdown.
San Diego Sweaty Showdown. The
I have to get new patches.
Yeah, you all want to go to that, right?
San Diego
Yeah.
sauna. Let's do it. San Diego smelly sauna.
Welcome to the sweat dome.
All right, we ready to?
We can make little thongs that everybody can wear. That's like the only thing you wear.
There's a uniform.
Please no.
Everybody just sweating.
We're
in their
techies,
underwear.
right?
Everyone has to be a tech bee.
Yeah.
There's no place to put except on the front part for the thong is just a tech bee, or it's just Carl's face.
Yes.
Well, you gotta wear thigh high socks too.
Oh, so maybe I can brand the thigh high.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can brand your thigh.
No, I'm
high.
good. I don't want to be branded.
Want like a foxtail butt plug we could wear?
Oh dear lord.
Ew, gross.
I mean, what?
Anyway.
Talking Veruna.
Veruna, my favorite Pano faction after NCA.
Fair. Yeah, Veruna's pretty cool.
I think Veruna, if you want to get into Pano, I really think Veruna is the best of
Really?
the Pano
Better
faction.
than Winter 4.
I think Winter 4 is really cool. I love Winter 4, but it doesn't have a lot of tricks. It's a sledgehammer, which is fine. Everybody likes a sledgehammer.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you were a newer player and you liked Pano in general, I would say go for Winter 4.
I would agree with
because
that.
They're very, like you said, very kind of straightforward.
Their
with
units
their
kind of
attack.
do their thing. They're very basic. It's not a very big brain army.
Yeah.
You don't have camo. You don't have...
Veruna's like all bullshit.
And some not.
Yeah.
But a lot of bullshit.
Which is why Carl loves them.
They're asymmetrical.
Yeah.
And I mean, I kind of think that's Pano's design, but 2 of the 3 sectorials aren't that way.
It's interesting that they have such a strong reactive presence, too.
They're one of the few armies that does anymore.
What other armies are reactive?
So...
Morats.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you can make the big fuck off fire teams with like...
Because
pick any 5 models in the faction,
you
throw them
kept
together.
your pure multi-sniper.
True.
MSV2, and then Kaitox just made that even worse because you got your thick boy with a 4-back that can shoot across the map.
Imperial Service is weird.
Okay.
They get higher AV, like really high AVATR bots.
Really?
3.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
What's it? The
Anything combined. Q drones.
Yeah, Q drones are just in general fuckers. Spiral is a very reactive army. It doesn't have to be, but it can be. Because it has helots.
Yeah.
And it has some really fucking gross links with like viral snipers that are, you don't know what they are until.
Mm-hmm. Okay, gotcha. So
find out.
That's the metric there. Gotcha. Okay.
Most armies can have like a fuck off defensive core, but Veruna is unique in that it can have layers to it and still have game.
Makes perfect sense.
It doesn't have to over invest in it. Like if you were trying to play Invincible Army and make like a defensive list, like you're gonna over invest. You'll have your one heavy infantry with a heavy rocket launcher or a missile, and that's it.
You know, the O12 teams have been menacing recently.
Which ones?
Morgan, whatever you run.
You talking about the Kappa Fire team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like everyone can kind of do that.
No,
like,
you're not wrong.
Like
theirs is particularly effective because of the hackers.
I was gonna say the hackers are a big deal,
and
but
submachine guns on a lot of stuff and just shit like that.
The Kappa team itself is actually like less efficient than many of the other ones point for point,
Right.
except for the hackers, which are so good that they kind of bring the overall cost down.
That's a good point.
Because like a Fusilier missile is a great defensive thing, but like
Yeah.
a Banshee missile's basically as good.
Bakunin with Sin Eaters was a good
Yeah.
one.
Pretty big investment though.
Yeah.
Like,
But it's gnarly. I mean,
Ah,
you
so
can't
fucking
minus 12 it
gross.
out.
yeah, it's always going to crit you on ones.
Yep.
Every time.
And there are enough dice to make that happen.
But even Bakunin often doesn't have the points. Because their shit's so expensive, and
Right.
they want to fuck around with their medium infantry fire teams. And it can be a little hard
That's a good point.
to drop like a 30-40 point Sin Eater in your list.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't really like be planning on it. It's just
And then
kind
it's
of
still
a
one
speed
thing.
bump piece. Yeah.
Right? And moderators are terrible as far as an ARO that isn't the hacker.
Right.
So you're not really going to do like a moderator sniper. I don't even think they have a missile, do they?
I wouldn't take it.
They're so bad, aren't they? BS10.
Yes.
Yes, they are.
And Armor 0, by the way. BTS 3 then.
If you roll high enough, that's all you need.
Oh, were we going to talk reinforcements coming into main profiles real quick?
So reinforcements, all of the unique reinforcements models are available in vanilla, typically.
At least one sectorial.
At least one sectorial asterisk. I haven't looked at every single one to confirm that that's true across the board.
Okay, so just going down the list here.
I think they're all of them are available to play. I don't know if they're all in a...
Well, so Pano got NCA. Nomad's got Bakunin and Tunguska.
So...
Ariadna got French. Hakislam had Kapakalki.
Blades went somewhere else too.
Interesting. Really?
Did they?
I thought that they were... they were Bolt Commandos, I thought.
Yeah, except they're weird.
Onyx got Exra, which I think is such a glow up. I'm so happy for them.
Yeah, I'm really glad about that.
It.
Yeah.
Onyx is such a
Starmada got Gladius, and Aleph OSS got their bots. And then White Company,
yes.
White Banner got the Koreans.
Yes, White Banner got the Koreans.
Diebot.
White Company got stuff too.
Did they?
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense because they're a bit of Winter 4 and...
I forget what they got. It wasn't as much as White Banner.
White Banner, yeah.
Let's see. They got Blade Ops and Blockers.
Yeah, the Blockers. Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
Yeah, Blade Ops. Are they NCA?
And that's it. They got the Pano part. They didn't get any of the Koreans.
Isn't that a little weird?
Yeah, which is even weirder because they got Drujaks.
Yeah, but do people want Jujaks?
Jujaks are pretty okay.
I like the Jujak engineer a lot, actually.
Yeah, they're not.
Jujaks just got so much comparatively
worse.
Yes.
Comparatively worse because of all the cool stuff that came out in their footsteps. They walked so Diebot could run.
Yeah, dude, the Yuching reinforcement pack is really the big winner here, I think.
They look so beautiful.
Yeah.
Still don't know what Apaches look like.
Whatever.
Who cares?
Who gives a crap?
I do.
Ooh, Apaches.
Yeah,
nobody that matters cares.
Exactly.
Fair.
Yeah, I wonder when we should see Apaches probably next month, or maybe they'll show the renders at Adepticon.
Yeah, it's probably more like it.
Yeah.
Which is funny because they were the first the first reinforcement pack revealed.
Really?
Yeah, they said French and Exra.
Ooh, so now this is my platform. Gotta complain about this. I want my Swiss Guard with the sword and the submachine gun as an available profile in vanilla and NCA. Please.
Couldn't agree more. Also, the Azrael Spitfire.
Yes, that too. Yes. No, I love that. I think it's dope.
Yeah.
I want more of those profiles, unless reinforcements takes off, to be available. Especially of existing models, that submachine gun sword Swiss Guard is so interesting.
It is.
Isn't it even that good? Honestly, not sure, but I want to fuck with it.
Yeah, no, it's a cool little tool.
I want to use the sword unironically.
I feel that way about Moblots. Like, dude, give me a reason, please.
Give me a 13th reason why.
Yes.
Yeah. No, the Moblot compared to every other thing in reinforcements is my 13 reasons. Compared to a Bertuk,
all 13 of its profiles.
I can't wait to walk up to Hoopu and just be like, let the Swiss Guard's SMG in NCA, or I'm hanging myself tonight.
And then she's gonna be like, "What?" Because she's Warcrow.
Be like, "Hey, big fan.
Hey, love your content. You got great energy.
Hey, I made the one Warcrow meme about you."
That's coming this year too. It's exciting.
Yeah.
That's at Gen Con,
we'll be able to demo it at Adepticon.
I'm still sad. I want to buy it.
Yeah, me too. I was expecting to. That was going to be my Adepticon game, but it's okay.
Just leave it as your Adepticon game.
No, then I will get my reinforcements.
Speaking of Adepticon games, Blackout's been pretty fun.
Shut up.
I'm waiting for America.
Wait, have you played it?
No, I looked at it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been super fun.
It's fun to think about.
Yeah.
It's a cool game.
That's half of what we do, right?
Yeah.
It's more than half of what we
Seriously,
do.
I spend so much more time thinking about this than...
Welcome to my life.
The guys who run it are really cool. A lot of their proceeds go to
cool.
veteran suicide prevention and a lot of that. So you feel good, like jumping in on a small company. And obviously the system takes a lot of inspiration from Infinity.
Yeah.
You can see, but it's cool because I feel like I can throw 10 dudes in my Infinity box and play that in like 20 minutes.
So something I think that Infinity could look at in future editions at Blackout. I know, this is a hot take here.
Yeah.
Blackout does rifle versus rifle combat way better than Infinity does.
Explain.
Yes.
So Infinity, if you have 3 dudes with rifles versus 3 dudes with rifles, it is not a very compelling game. Because it's whoever has active turn wins.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's it. Like there is no grand strategy, there's no interesting interactions. In Blackout, your arrows matter more.
Yeah.
Because your dude gets 1.
Mm-hmm. And also you can do fire team versus fire team.
Right.
Which I think is super interesting.
So you can kind of bait out arrows. Like the interaction is different. And it's more, to me, it's more compelling than Infinity basic Chud versus basic Chud. Just looking at the mechanisms. There's actually choices to make.
I guess I have to give it a look then.
Yeah, the battle report they have online is pretty cool, and they showcased a few really super interesting engagements where they had to like really think about who shot at who did what, because you get one chance.
You get one chance. You can't. It's not. You don't get a million arrows for free during your turn.
Yep.
You get one.
And you have to pick the right one.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So you can bait somebody into a bad shot, and then free up your better shot later.
Right. Or you can have 2 dudes like pop out at 2 different points of cover, and then they have to pick like, do I dodge? Do I fight one of them? Do I eat it?
Oh, that's interesting.
That is interesting.
No, like I'm not saying the game's better than Infinity, but their rifle versus rifle mechanic is very solid. The peek out mechanic's great too. Big fan of that.
Yes. Yeah, so
can I use my Infinity models?
Sure. Yeah.
Because
who cares?
Dude, all of it's online for free.
Great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm not super big on those models.
Right after we play
That's
one.
fine.
Some of the models are pretty cool.
I dig them.
Some of, again, it's just it's an aesthetic thing.
Yeah, for me, it's if I'm looking at those, I just think, I'd rather just bring my O12. You know.
Yeah, sure.
No,
Personally, they don't look bad.
Right. Run them as UN.
Do what?
Run them as UN.
UN.
Yeah.
I can be O12, but in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have robots
All right,
too.
signed up, dude.
And like they actually do shit, and
They
slap
have beta
ass.
troopers. Beta troopers are like their basic.
Wait, the UN does something?
Dude, UN kicks ass in
Oh, they
that game.
fuck.
They're-
They're elite as shit.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Wait, we're talking about the UN.
Yes.
Interesting.
Blue helmets, homie.
the dude.
Yeah, they you.
No, they're like one of the. I think they're the most elite faction by a lot.
They are.
Right? Like
Yeah.
they have little robot friends that have like.
The robot friends are
They're fucking tough.
scary. Yeah.
So things are very vulnerable in that game.
Do they have really restrictive rules of engagement?
No.
No, so they're not
They're
really
there to
UN.
fuck.
Yeah.
So the UN's changed a lot
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the future. Okay.
No rules, all action.
No, you can totally play with your 12. And
Sweet.
you can use
Absolutely.
your beta troopers.
Oh, you can, yeah, I'm signing up for that. That sounds
Yeah.
fun.
Dude, you can use your
The
Helldivers.
The
I mean,
peak out mechanic's cool though.
My new
'cause you
Helldiver
can-
faction, yeah.
yeah, what are they called?
Really, and let's talk about that for 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah, dude.
If
Oh,
anything, if not Helldivers, I don't care about talking about that game. It's fun.
I
but
do.
I'm sick of it.
Torchlight, I get more Helldiver vibes from Torchlight than I do Space Marine vibes.
I get that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I know nothing of Helldivers. I've watched
Dude.
like 3 YouTube shorts about it, and I try to ignore the chat you guys have about Helldivers.
Good luck. I'm gonna be real annoying about it.
I saw that pack,
But
and the
those-
theme song of the drop came into my head. I was like, da 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 da. Oh, Torchlight's here.
But like those Torchlight
Da,
guys, they kind of look like
Helldivers.
Helldivers.
Yeah,
The
they do.
helmets and
They look cool as fuck.
Yeah, the Nimrod sure does too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Actually, they all do. Yeah, but there's a helmet in Helldivers where you have the wings.
Yeah,
on the,
right. The Wings of Freedom.
yeah.
Yeah,
The
only if you're a
democracy.
super citizen, though.
That's right.
Right. Well, I mean, O12, all
I'm a
super
permanent.
citizens.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
but wait, Helldivers is just a ripoff of 40k, right?
Everything's a ripoff of 40k.
Dude, it's a ripoff of 40k, and then they did better.
Everything's a ripoff of Dune, actually.
Basically.
Even though, would you love me if I was a worm?
Yes. Yes. Checkmate, women.
Would you worship me if I was a worm?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes, because you are the Lisan al-Gaib.
That's funny.
Veruna time.
We can talk about Veruna.
All right.
Should
yeah,
we get back to Veruna?
Yeah, I love Veruna. Veruna is my shit.
They're fun to build lists with. I just built a list while we were doing this, and I was like, this is fucking cool. I was like, I don't play Veruna, but I'd like to play this list.
They're an asymmetrical faction that can also just face fuck you.
Bringing 3 Helots is fun.
Dude, I've loved Veruna. Like, for the time I played Pano, because I painted all my winter for,
Yeah.
and then immediately was like, oh, Veruna, though.
Veruna is that, like, temptation. It's that mistress out there.
Yeah.
Like, that Yodom's is cool and all, but it's not a fucking cutter.
And the names
Yeah,
of the
cutters
units are
are sweet.
so cool. You got, Zulu Cobras.
It's your solid snake.
Yeah.
They're the snake eaters. That's literally this army.
Yeah.
So, I guess we'll just start from the top, yeah?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Fusiliers. They're really good. We've talked about Fusiliers a lot. We're going to talk about them again.
Obviously, take the 14.1 Swick grenade launcher profile.
1000%, yeah.
Yeah, that's
It has both a combi rifle and a grenade
that's the
launcher.
pro move.
What would you not like there? Really here, what you're looking at, as with always, Missile, hacker, lieutenant, paramedics.
Yep.
Build a 5-man fire team out of them.
If you want a cheap core, sure. Which I feel
they're
like...
one of your better lieutenant options in this army. But there are some other really good ones.
Do you find yourself in Veruna wanting to do a Fusilier core with all the heavy options you have?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a cheap ARO piece.
I even
why
stick a
wouldn't you?
Kamau in there a lot of times.
Okay.
Even though it's not like
It's
as
lost
good
a
as it
ton of
was.
value, but yeah, it's still good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I did not build my list that way.
That's fine. You don't have to anymore.
I think the list I built is pretty cool.
Although I lament
I can't wait to shit on
the
it.
change to
That's fine.
the
do
Kamau
that.
fire team stuff.
Right.
It does open up your list building a little bit because you don't have to take the Kamau sniper anymore. Before you did. Now you don't have to.
I still like it.
It's
one of my
we'll
favorite
talk about
profiles.
it, but yeah, you're gonna still want it. You have 2 MSV options in this army.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
one of them. The other one's not good. Fusiliers are great. 5-man.
Oh, is it Quinn?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Quinn's bad. What?
Something else to
This is
really
shocking.
something to really consider with Fusiliers onto your talk about orcs. They can make your orc fire team cheaper.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you take the min 1 Fusilier paramedic, and then you slap an orc or 2 in there.
Right.
And now you have a Harris that can march up the board. You have they're whip 14 or they're Fizz 14, so you're gonna want to heal them on a paramedic. Anyways.
They're not at 14.
Dude, this is not whip 14. The faction
Wait, how are you making your orc fire team cheaper with?
Because you do a
Fusiliers?
Fusilier team.
because you can do a Fusilier team that they can have
And
orcs in
have-
that.
Oh, but you
Orcs.
have to take the Veruna
Yeah.
orcs.
Correct.
Yes,
Right.
Oh no, the
It's a
better
point. They're a
orc.
point more for stealth.
Okay, you still gotta pay for it.
I like stealth on them. Though.
I mean, it's cool,
I like it.
but I just think it's an important distinction.
It is. Orcs are a mess. Honestly, I think
Dude, you can take winter 4 orcs
Yeah.
in Veruna.
it's a fucking nightmare.
Shoot me.
Yeah, they need to fix the...
They-
They should be unique to their factions. Like,
Yes.
my God.
Yes.
Come on.
Also, like, either you could make their terrainness and their stealthness honestly free, and
Sure.
no one would give a shit. Right? Like,
Yeah.
expensive.
trauma docs are here. You might take one. Yeah.
In the same way that bronzes needed a point reduction, I feel like orcs could benefit from a 2-point reduction.
Especially when you compare them to like all the nutty shit.
And
That's
it's
come
crazy
Out.
because
Not
they
that
got a
much.
lot cheaper.
I
Yeah.
know, but they're still a little too much. They're not terrible. I don't look at orcs and think, I would never take this.
Orcs fall into that same problem of Mobile Brigada, Orcs, Janissaries, where they're like fine.
Mobile Brigada are great.
They're still a little spendy compared to an Invader.
They are, but I think they do a little bit different.
The Arm 5
Arm 5, yeah.
And also, anecdotally, I've never had an evader push my shit in like a Mobile Regatta missile has, and that's just because I'm an idiot.
Then you need to play more
The
against them,
evaders,
because
evaders are very good.
Evaders are one of the best heavy infantry in the game, point for point.
Yeah, evaders are sweet.
Especially for a non-impetuous
And they look
or
so
frenzy.
Oh yeah, I love the evader sculpts. They look great.
Or but yeah, all those like basic. I'm looping Mobile Brigada into. They're cool. Armor 5 is a big deal, but they have nothing that makes them cheaper.
Right.
They don't have impetuous. They don't have frenzy. They don't have anything that brings them down.
Right.
And
That's an issue.
they're just
I'm talking outside the formula. I know there's a formula. I get it. I'm sure they
Yeah.
have their thing. But I'm talking outside of that. I think that a lot of heavy infantry in general could use with a 1 or 2 point reduction. And
I
it wouldn't change anything
tend
in
to
the
agree.
game.
Or like dogged, glued to some of them.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
Dogged could be cute.
But then they would need courage.
No, they don't. No, they don't. Machinist, one of the best machinists in Pano
Yep.
is this one, because you can take a Veruna one, which is a 2-point upgrade that gives them mimetism, terrain aquatic, and stealth. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Love that upgrade.
And they can pad out a Kamau team.
Yes, they can. You can take 2 of them in a come out team.
Yeah.
And you're going to be very interested in engineers in
Yeah.
this army.
Yep.
Which is weird for a light infantry army. I wonder why that would be. These guys can also fight. That mimetism makes them actually very dangerous.
Yeah.
As a like,
BS-12.
as a turn 3
Yeah. Combi rifles
throwing
suck.
spaghetti at the wall.
Every time you underestimate a combi rifle, that's a mistake.
Yeah, they can fight their way into close combat to detrench things.
Yeah.
Don't do it. They're CC-13.
Don't do it. Don't think, act.
Yes.
You're going to be
Be a
taking
man.
these guys a
Be
lot.
a man.
Bipandra is here for some reason. She's expensive. She's a 22-point Fusilier Doctor.
Whip 13.
She and Armor 2.
Oh,
Sure.
armor 2.
Yeah.
That changes everything.
I guess she's got the nanoballs too. That's something.
It's something.
It
She's
exists.
fine. For 22 points, she's not awful. I mean, she's not... I don't feel like that's that bad of a profile for that. It doesn't fit well into the faction.
The problem is, what do you do with it?
Yeah, I wouldn't take it.
You know, if she had min 1 for the fire team, maybe you take her with Orcs.
Yeah.
I think they need to. One of the things I think the game could benefit from, especially with hacking being kind of like the whole guided missile thing being the kind of the meta and stuff, and hacking being at high level play pretty common. I think that they could benefit from just slapping what is it? ECM -3. What is it? Tin bots. Tin bot. Like a tin bot -3 should be on some of these lighter dudes.
They're not going to do that for her. Her model's old as shit and
Sure.
discontinued.
Yeah.
She's Direfoes 1.
Right. Well, my point being is that there's
Repeater. I don't know.
Give tin bots to a couple more things too.
I think tin bots would be cool. Sensor, biovisors. There's a lot of cool
make things a little more like make things a little bit more.
Because as she stands, she's a doctor that can fire team.
Right.
But like, is that worth 8 points for 1 better whip, slightly better armor and BTS, and a nanopulsar? Like,
probably not.
Especially when a burst 2 medkit is better anyway.
That's the biggest problem, right? The only things you care about healing are fizz reasonable.
Right.
And before her, even if I was going to spend those points, I would just take the Kamau paramedic.
Right, the Kamau paramedic exists too, and is the same cost as she is.
Oh, and you get so much more for that.
And that thing can fight if it needs to. And
you lose some armor, you gain some BTS, you lose the nanopulsar, which is a big deal.
But is it really?
But you get mimetism.
I really like nanopulsars.
Nanopulsars
No,
are really good.
they're good, but on 1 wound models.
It's more of a deterrent. It's the like,
okay.
If your knock comes around the corner to try and fuck us up, like you're gonna die.
It's bear deterrent too.
Yeah, that too.
I mean
a burst 2 nanopulsar can dog at a bear.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, dude, it happens to me all the time. Nanopulsars, I'm like, ooh, I don't want to go near you.
Yeah. Very few things like getting hit by nanopulsars. Yeah. Except for Kamau.
Also, arrows are just like,
Yeah. Oh, spray it on me, daddy.
Bathe me in your robots.
Next up, my favorite line troop in the game. Kamau.
Yeah, Kamau are
They're
cool.
so fucking cool.
They're so fucking cool. They need to be more accessible to buy.
Yes.
Especially the heavy machine gun. So, BS 13, Fizz 11, Whip 13, Armor 1, BTS 6, 1 wound, Mimetism 3, Shock Immune, Terrain, Aquatic, Stealth, Lads. They're really good. 20-point combi rifle, not going to take it. Maybe sometimes, but 28.1 Swig heavy machine gun.
It's pretty great.
This is one of the first models I used ever in Infinity.
I get that.
And I fucking loved it. I fell in love with the Kamau immediately.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy just fucks.
Yeah.
That is a lean, fighty profile.
Like 28 points, and he can just fight most things in the game and be cool with it.
I tend to prefer snipers, in my
Same.
experience, myself, over heavy. I like both. I want to have both, honestly, but
I've often taken both.
Really like the MSV2 Kamau profile.
You have the points for both, so
Depends.
Yeah,
so there
depends
is
on what you're bringing.
fair.
So we talked about the paramedic. That's good. The hacker I'm going to mention, it is a stealth hacker at Whip 13 and BTS 6.
Yeah, that's huge.
Worth mentioning.
Yeah.
In Pano, that is like god tier hacker.
Right.
But it's actually just a good hacker.
Right.
Overall. Forward observer's fine.
Honestly, I think, as we'll see with Zulu Cobras shortly, it just kind of gets pushed out.
Yep, I agree. Triangulated fire is not what you want. If they had sensor, it'd be different, but they don't.
I mean, triangulated fire is fine, but
You're not going to use it on a combi rifle, is the problem.
Right.
Or you're not going to be happy if you do.
Yeah, so the MSV2 multi-sniper, I have Sauron. I've killed 2 of his Yodems with it in a game.
Yeah, fuck you.
That was so funny to watch.
You did like, dude. It wasn't it like it was a unbelievable amount of damage to them. I
tanked 3 armor saves.
I shot you like 60 times.
Yeah,
and I couldn't, and that's not an exaggeration.
No,
it wasn't. It was above 50 for sure.
It was over 10 orders of a multi-heavy machine gun shooting at a Kamau. Yes.
It was unbelievable.
insane.
Well, for multiple turns, because then I got it at the second turn and tried again.
Did
then failed
you
twice.
heal one of them? And then
Yeah,
it died?
I got knocked out in an arrow. Both of them got knocked out in an arrow. And then I had one come back. The other one was still unconscious. I'll never forget that. There was no reason that should have happened.
I love hearing the inhalation there too, like the.
I will never forget and I will never forgive.
That game was unbelievable. I'd like to rerun that.
You want
to do it to yourself again?
No, that's why we can rerun
No,
it.
I'm good.
Fire team bonuses are 2 less. They're not gone.
It's a big deal.
What, are you scared down here? You
when
just
I-
want to
from
fight
when
my
I-
Yodems list again? Bring it on.
I mean, that was actually a pretty scary list. You should have killed that.
It was great. It was the perfect thing to deal with that situation, and it just didn't.
It's funny because, like, I always try to keep a straight face, and people are like, oh, I'm just going to, shoot your Kamau with my tag. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah.
I hope I last more than one order.
You lasted like 14.
No, you
And
lasted the
lived
entire
here.
fucking game.
And then I killed their corpses.
That game was quick. It was like a 30-minute game because I just did the same thing every turn. I gave up on the mission, and it became a vendetta against the Kamau sniper.
And then you
I was
lost.
like, I lost big time.
This is why I love Infinity. Just hearing these stories and still hearing like the
pain?
not the anger, but like the
It
frustration.
was hilarious.
Like,
No, we had fun.
Dude, it was so funny. It was so funny. I love it.
What can you do,
pass
right?
a point where and that's in any game. You pass a point where it's just this statistically should not be
Have
happening.
happened,
And I'm not
yeah.
even a person who thinks about that. But even in that point, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, how many face-to-faces that are, like, coin
I
flipping?
have 4 attacks tier 2, and it was close. You were like 2 over me or 3 over me. You were like on 19s, I think, or something. And I was
would've
hitting you in
been
good range
on-
ban.
I would have been on +6.
I think I was on 14s or
minus
something.
3.
Right, so
Well, 15s.
16.
I would be on 16s, and you would have been on minus...
12s, maybe.
You would have been on -3.
12s.
Yeah.
So
Because mimetism cover...
there's
Yeah, so you're
16
4
to
higher.
12s with 2 extra burst.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
take those odds.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. I mean,
that's a decent
it's-
I'll take those. And
Especially because you'll survive like a sniper hitter,
right.
too.
And I took those odds 10 times, turn 1.
I think
Yeah.
it's a pretty coin flippy fight, but you only have to win once. Right, that's the thing. It's like, it's a coin flip,
So
but
to
or
quote
you
the
coordinate order
IRA,
both
you need to
Yodas.
get lucky every time. We
And
only
I
need to get
did.
lucky once.
I got lucky
Alright,
every time.
next time, opening move, coordinate order, both Yodems, 1
And
machine
he told
guns,
me that
1
after.
panzer
He was like, because the situation was technically so in my favor, he did not. And we talked about that at the end of the game. He's like, why didn't you coordinate an order? I was like, because I'm fucking stupid, Carl.
Especially because they carry Panzerfaust.
Right.
So you can
Yeah.
coordinate an order, Lava Panzerfaust, and Heavy Machine Gun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah. In theory, if I'd
Or
been
just
better at the
regular
game, it
machine
would
gun.
not have happened that way.
But
But even
sometimes-
if I wasn't good at the game, that was still good for me. I still should have won that.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
I think a lot of people complained about Kamau when it came to fire teams.
Yeah,
People thought they
Kamaus,
were...
bolts, not interventors.
Kamau were the big ones that people bitched about.
Grenzers. Yeah.
People were like, Kamau are like toxic, bad for the
Didn't
game.
Grenzers keep it though?
No,
they didn't.
no.
No, they didn't.
They didn't, and it sucks for... Tunguska did not need that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Securities are expensive. But
Anyways, fuck mouse snipers.
I think a lot of people just didn't know how to deal with it, and there's like a lot of really basic ways to deal with the one Eye of Sauron sniper.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Smoke grenades.
no, that ain't the
Not
way.
MSP2. That ain't it.
But coordinate orders. Remember your coordinated orders, right?
Or the best skill in the game, Albedo.
I'll be yes.
Yes. When it matters, man, it matters,
No,
dude.
Albedo sucks.
No, it does.
It's fine.
You can't surprise attack him. That's the problem because he's in a 5-man fire team. So.
Right. No, you just run by it.
Yeah.
You don't.
If you ignore the problem, it's no longer a
or
problem.
the solution everybody should consider, Toha.
Yeah, exactly.
Mirror ball.
Just play Toha.
Yeah, just put your little circle of I'm not going to play the game down, do the objective,
but I
and
do
continue
think
not playing the
people
game.
didn't learn how to fight the Eye of Sauron type arrow pieces and just break their dicks on it and get mad.
Right.
And there are tools in your toolbox to deal
Right.
with it.
If you're good.
But counterpoint, you could use all those tools to break your dick on the sniper.
I'm here for it. Do it.
Every tool's a dick breaking tool when you don't use it properly.
That's a true fact. I lose games all the time that way.
Oh, you're playing games with your dick breaking tools?
I haven't recently.
Oh,
Yeah.
So Kamau are great.
I've been doing this wrong.
The heavy machine gun's great. The multi sniper is great. The paramedic is great. The hacker's great. I never take the heavy rocket launcher, and it's
Really?
because I run out of Swick.
I'd rather have the multi.
I didn't even realize they had a heavy rocket.
Yeah, they do.
Heavy rockets are good. I
Heavy
forget
rocket
about them a
submachine
lot.
gun, which is pretty dope.
That is a great combination.
Yeah.
Nice little dude.
This army devours Swick though.
Yes.
It's something you will find very quickly. Like, oh, I don't have Swick.
Yeah.
So like it's hard to take all the Swick you want, and that's why that heavy machine gun being one Swick is often real nice. Fucking love Kamau. War cores are here. Tech Bs are here. You probably are interested in one. 5-point specialist can heal your shit.
You know, interestingly, I think the Tech B, in a weird way, kind of pushes out the War Core for your cheap,
It does.
irregular order that used it.
Well, you have pellets.
If you can
so
find
you
3.
literally don't need workhorse.
Yeah.
The war
No,
cores,
you're right.
The war cores still good.
That's so
I still
true.
often take them, but yeah, no, I agree. Something to consider, and we'll get to Hels very soon. But you can have an order group too that's Warcore, Tech B, 3 Helots.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're there to die.
It's what, like 40 points? It's like
not
nothing.
even.
Not even.
Yeah.
Because Helots are 9, right? If you take the cheap one.
Right.
And light rocket launchers are fine.
So they're
enough.
27
plus
5
8.
plus 8. So it's just over 40 points.
No.
27 plus
It's exactly
8, that's 35.
It's 35 points.
You're bad at math.
8 plus
dude.
5 is 12 plus 20.
8 plus 5 is 13.
8 plus 5 is 13. Dude, I can't do it.
Don't
How
worry
are
about
you
it.
doing
27 plus
how-
8 plus 5 is 40. It's exactly 40.
No, but why are you adding 8 to the 5? You have the Tech B and the Warcore together
Here,
are 8
right
points.
Oh, Warcore. Oh.
35 points
Stupid.
for these
Yeah,
5.
no. Just disregard my
So, like, this is a pretty nasty
You do
group.
your math
I don't even know where I'm
correctly,
getting,
and then
I
you
know.
double down.
I don't
on
know
your
where
bad
I'm getting 8 points from. Where did that?
Because
So-
it's a Tech B and a Warcore.
Yeah.
So it's the 3-point.
Oh, I was adding them together, then adding them.
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
I'm really dumb.
Yeah, so
That would be
Let's
2
forget
Tech
about
Bs.
that.
So
Move on.
something else to say about Veruna is you can almost play limited insertion. Because you can do 35 points under your 300 points. Your group 2 is just 35 points of guys.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I built my list. That's why I like Veruna so much, because I've been talking about
Yeah.
limited insertion for a while.
And you
I've
can basically play limited insertion and, like, yeah.
have a
Yeah.
full 15 models. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
not 15 orders, but 15 models.
Doesn't but still.
Who gives a shit about that?
You've got 4 buffers to deal with anything coming at you, and you can play your
Even
literally.
Tech B. Tech B has a flash pulse.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the scariest thing about running that kind of a list is your AROs. You have to commit your 10 order list to AROs on things you do not want to engage immediately, and you can just put that all on the Helots.
Yep.
And we'll get to the Helots, but, like, you also dictate how the Helots engage.
Yes.
Which is really annoying for your
I
opponent.
love it.
When your opponent, like, walks out and they're like, what do you do? You're like, nothing. And you're like, "Ugh."
Yeah, you're like, have fun spending an order on that.
You're like, oh, I wanted you to fight me. Like, now I have to either sense you or walk out of cover? Fuck. It's like, yep.
Yep.
What do you want to do about that? I don't give a shit.
You smug bitch.
Hey, man.
You're like, spending the order in my line of sight was me winning.
No, honestly, like, that's how you defend in this game.
Yeah.
It's not about killing, it's about wasting time.
Yep. And
It's about sending a message to the Batman.
Oh, now Jake's going to hate this. He hates the Dark Knight.
Fuck you, Jake.
Damn, Jake, I love you, Jake.
Echo Bravos. These guys are really fucking cool. These are your parachutists. There are no combat jumpers in this army, only parachutists.
I like the model.
Fine. The models
Yes.
are so fucking cool. They don't look on one, but they're so cool.
And what a glow up this season.
Yes.
Because they can parachute into the exclusion zone.
So these are BS-13 parachutists. That's special.
Huge.
There's not a ton of those laying around. Phys 11 is whatever. Whip 12, fine. Arm 1, BTS 3. 1-1 guys. They're parachutists and they like the water.
Is that what we're calling terrain aquatic now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
worst terrain type you could have, I think.
For now?
Yeah.
except
maybe
on
desert.
except on my boat table.
I still want to make like a little wet floor sign.
Yeah.
Just a little like.
That'd be great.
Do
Yeah,
it.
dude.
Yeah, what's stopping you?
It's
You
very
do
aquatic.
that.
My
Dude,
Veruna
it's
guys are
in
like, yeah, I go faster. I can slide on it.
Just
My
get
Heelys.
Ben to 3D print you one.
I have a 3D
You
printer.
do 3D print you one. I'm sure there's.
So Echo Bravos are really cool, but they do have a very big downside. There are no zero swig profiles, and that's
Oh.
Ew, bro, ew.
That is actually a
it's actually
pretty big deal.
pretty big
It
deal.
is.
Yeah.
So boarding shotgun light rocket launcher for 26 points and half a swig, pretty cool.
That can arguably win you a game though.
100%.
I love light rocket launchers. When they're just stapled on a profile, I'm so happy.
I know,
about
right?
it. I love light rocket.
I hesitate with this one because I don't like being within 8. I know you have the light rocket launcher,
Right.
but man, being within 8 with these guys is a bad place to be.
Sure.
Most likely.
Yes.
25 points and a swig gets you a Red Fury. This can also win you games.
Yup.
This guy shows up and you weren't expecting it. He can rip through a backline.
Yeah.
My favorite, I don't know if it's the best, but it's my favorite. I like it. The 27-point, incredibly unique paramedic combi rifle light shotgun wild parrot. This is Pano's wild parrot.
Yeah.
Fuck off, O12.
It's ours now. O12 is the new main.
Our
faction.
wild parrot.
The wild parrot on a parachute, this is really fun.
I've used it before. It's so cool.
It's really fun. It never really works for me, but it's so fun. Like, it just always flubs somehow. The EM mine just doesn't do the thing.
I mean, you did
I know.
Echo Bravo things to me with Bashi.
Yes.
Because you proved the concept.
But it wasn't an Echo Bravo.
Right.
I just like this guy's kit. Combi rifle light shotgun's fun.
I've had Wild Parrots knock basically half a fire team out for me, just like in armory missions and stuff. When you come in on the sides and you bring them in behind a wall, but you can still Wild Parrot to an angle they can't see, and then you engage, they arrow.
And you can, it's a really good piece.
What's your choice?
They have a tag and suppressive fire.
Yep.
Right? You get a Wild Parrot within line of sight of it, and then you have your whatever engage it in the front.
Right.
Right? Your cutter or your Kamau sniper, and they're like, fuck.
Or you just fight it with the combi rifle light shotgun.
That too.
Because for 16 inches, you have good things. I've used this profile to
you can do both. That's
break
the thing.
through Morat fire teams, like where it was like some Yaugat or whatever. I was like, combi rifle ranges, baby. Let's get within 16. You know.
Yeah, parachutists can rock a combi rifle.
Yeah.
And I like that as a paramedic because it's a specialist.
Yep.
And then 26 points gets you a combi rifle Panzerfaust hacker. Also good.
That's very good.
I mean, it's a whip 12 hacker, so like, but it's fine.
A specialist.
Yeah. And not bad if you're going to do guided missile.
You can't be making those distinctions in a Pano faction where it's like, oh, whip 12, like, that's the joke. Run with it.
Well, sure, but we're talking about its usefulness.
It loses a lot of efficiency on the active turn.
Right.
But it can be nasty because it can, like, just walk into zone of control of something that matters a lot and then cackle. Right? Like, their tag that wants to go do tag things. You just go up to it, and if they activate it...
Make sure you laugh at them while you're doing it.
But I do like the paramedic.
Yes.
The paramedic is my favorite.
Paramedic's my pick, followed by the Red Fury.
I agree. The one swig's hard, though.
Yes.
That's real hard. I like that paramedic. Zulu Cobras. I love the Kamau, but I think Zulu Cobra might be my favorite model and profile in this army.
I think it's mine too.
So this is a BS-13, Phys-11 with 13 on 1, BTS-0, who gives a shit. Light infantry, camo, forward deploy 4, mim 3, terrain total, stealth, surprise attacky dude. And a lot of really cool profiles.
And they're veteran troops.
They are veteran troops.
Which is weirdly relevant.
Mm-hmm. So 28 points gets you a Spitfire. Which is cool. Always good. Camo Spitfires. They can get where they want to be.
Yeah.
Don't take it very often, though, me, personally. There's a triangulated fire sensor Zulu Cobra with combi rifle jammer assault pistol for 29 points.
Okay, those actually fuck, though.
Yes.
I mean, Bolt on our Discord has pointed out that you can triangulate and fire the assault pistol from like whatever range, and you have the camo state to get there.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you're launching 4, rifle shots basically at any distance.
Yeah. Jammers are really cool. I think jammers are a kit that's not utilized enough.
Yeah.
Jammers are incredible. Super good. They're just on things oftentimes, besides for Hawk, that you're not going to bring.
I think it's because they were way too good last edition that they just aren't a common piece of kit.
Yeah.
Right.
Which they needed to be, because they were broken. They were a little broken. I used to play Hawk, and that was the cheese. I brought 4 mutts with jammers.
Well, they all had jammers, and all had smoke grenades, and all had...
Yep. They all came based with all that stuff. And
you're telling me you were a cheese master back in the day?
I was. Well, I had to be. Back when everyone was running 20 to 25 troops, you just got to stop whatever you can.
Something to remember, I say it a lot, but if you can get within 8, you can always discover assault pistol things, too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's pretty scary, actually.
And you got that sensor.
Yeah, because the sensor gives you +6 against camo.
Mm-hmm.
So, next up, probably my favorite, the Killer Hacker with Breaker Combi. Yeah. 28 points, camo, Killer Hacker. Yep. Breaker Combis are devastating against a lot of armies.
Absolutely.
Like Unknown Ranger cries. I walked behind Bruce's Unknown Ranger once and just shot him to shit.
Yeah, Breaker Combis
that made me sad.
Are basically a special weapon.
Yeah, a 0 Swick special weapon.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Specialist Killer Hacker gives you the ability to go impersonation state if they have a minefield.
I played Veruna at the Narrative last year at Adepticon, and I used a Zulu Cobra Killer Hacker to just run up the board on some Nomads guy and just Trinity Jazz to death.
Wow, that's a bold fight.
Yeah, no, and I was like, all right, I got one chance to dismantle this guided network.
Yeah.
But they'll do it.
For a 2-point discount from the hacker, you can take a forward observer, which is also very good and makes them not hackable, which is worth mentioning. So that we talked about the triangulated fire sensor lieutenant or profile earlier. You can also take him as a lieutenant, which is cool.
It's not a bad one if you're playing a mission where like the lieutenant's open information, then you go hide that somewhere in camo state, and it's a nightmare to go dig out.
It's also kind of nice turn 3. You know, maybe you need to break your way into an armory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
For sure.
Okay.
For sure, dude.
And then
Coming eventually.
the last one, which is the cheapest, is an X-Visor shock marksman rifle.
I like that profile.
X-visors are useful.
On a shock marksman rifle, it's really cool.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Makes him a good suppressive fire candidate too.
Yeah, absolutely.
X-Visor suppressive fire mimetism is really funny.
Or just as a hit piece that if you need that extra shot on something that's coming up, mim, surprise attack, that's an active turn.
I mean, yeah, you're on zeros out to 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually
kind of better than triangulated fire.
Right, on BS-13 with mimetism and surprise attack.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good.
I really like the 2 specialists though. Those are the 2 I'd be looking at. Because this army has a lot of murder, but it will struggle to get buttons
Sure.
pushed.
And these guys do both.
sometimes. And these guys do both very well too. Helots, no one needs to talk about Helots, right? No one cares about
Right,
them.
yeah, we're
worst model in the army.
Skip right by them.
How dare you?
Helots are fucking gross, and I
Yeah.
love them. So you can either take decoy 1 or camo for all of them. So I'm not going to repeat it. Take camo is going to be my statement.
Yeah.
Decoy's cute. You can do some big brain stuff with it, I guess. Just do camo. So 9 points and half a swig gets you a submachine gun light rocket launcher. These guys are neurocynetics. I forgot to mention BS-11, and that's the only stats they have.
Hey, they have surprise attack for when they want to active turn burst on you.
Yeah, yes they do.
For some fucking
Super
reason.
important.
It's so dumb. And their camo is 1 use, but that's fine.
It's fine. Yeah.
Submachine gun light rocket launcher, half a swig, 9 points. Obnoxious.
Yeah.
What an obnoxious profile. Next, 13-point shock marksman rifle. It's also pretty good. No swick is the big deal here.
I like that one too. Typically one of those 2 are the ones I'm taking.
The 1 swick, 14-point red fury is funny. That swick tax is pretty painful though.
Yeah.
And then 1.5 swick and 17 points for a sniper, multi-sniper rifle. It's kind of a lot.
The multi-sniper, I always want to use it.
It's
but
so
I
much.
can't bring myself to. The red fury I can see. Because your burst 4.
Burst is king, and the more
And the
dice
burst-
you have, the better you can roll.
Right.
Burst for total reaction or neurocynetics is just so obnoxious.
Right. And for what you're paying, I mean, 14 points at the end of the day is just such a nightmare to deal with efficiently.
Yep. But I think often you're going to be prioritizing the submachine gun light rockets because they're sub 10 points.
Yeah.
So they trade with almost everything in the game favorably, and their weapons are disgusting.
Indeed. Very good.
And don't forget, you can always suppressive fire the submachine gun.
Yeah. Bring 3. Just bring 3 of them.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
You should always be considering doing max AVA helots. You don't always have to.
But you should. If you're not bringing 2, you're making a mistake. If you bring 1,
Depends.
What are
I
you
can
doing?
see it. But
if you bring 0, play a different faction. You've made a mistake.
these guys are
If you bring 0, kill yourself. Like,
very good.
That's what Morgan's saying.
No,
so
don't kill
Morgan from
yourself.
Swiss Miss Gaming says if you don't have
That is
helots,
not
you
what
should
I
kill
said.
yourself.
I disagree.
Any other thoughts on helots besides fucking take them? They're damn near auto include.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not taking-
You just stick them near your objectives. I mean, you point out and fight.
Don't do your submachine guns Eye of Sauron style. Put them
No.
on the
Yeah.
ground level. Try
Yes.
and get angles towards the midfield. They're there to stop the war bands and other bullshit. Fire teams, right?
Bears,
Bears.
if you can. I mean, just
slow
honestly, if
things
you need
down.
to use them,
Yeah.
you just gotta try.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that submachine gun or the light rocket will just throwing dice at anything running towards you. Like with bears, like you just
Yeah.
So
said,
even
it's-
bears, right now they have to dodge.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Like even before where they'd want to just move. Now they're like, I should dodge.
Yeah.
Right.
'Cause,
Well,
like-
they'll throw smoke, but yeah.
Or both. Like, or maybe they don't want to throw smoke because that could also be problematic.
For the Eye of Sauron.
What?
Why would there ever be a situation
Yeah.
where
Why?
that's bad?
Why would it?
Because you could block off your own line of sight with your longer range pieces.
Don't worry, you have a Kocman multi-sniper
running
with
bears?
MSP2, and it doesn't matter.
Your bear is your long range piece.
Is it?
Yeah.
kinda is,
Yeah.
yeah.
You run him up the board and then you shotgun.
But either way, if they're throwing smoke, right, that's half an order gone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I'd rather
absolutely.
you throw smoke because you don't get the dodge movement.
Yeah.
Like, cool, I'll see you again next order when you walk out of the smoke.
Oh, that's why you gotta throw it 8 inches in front of you. But yeah.
These guys do synergize well with the Kocman sniper helping cover those lanes, right? Because then the smoke throwers are like, oh,
Yep. And also imagine trying to figure out how you're going to split your reaction between 2 rockets and 2 snipers coming at you.
Yeah, not a good time.
Yeah.
Really good. Now we go to the opposite direction of really good. Fusilier Indigo Richard Quinn. Yeah, he's a forward observer, MSV1, shock marksman rifle, extra burst breaker pistol.
Makes him a melee powerhouse.
Yeah, at CC13.
Yeah.
For 24 points.
I don't really get it.
All right, and next we have the ITS Motorized Bounty Hunter.
He can't even... Can he even peer with... Okay, he can peer with the Fusilier fire team.
Wow.
That would
And to
make
come
a-
out.
That would be weird if he could not do that. So that makes him be a 16.
He could be mid in 2 different fire teams.
Shock marksman rifles are only okay. It's just a marksman rifle.
No, I completely agree.
They're fine. He's fine. And that's it for light infantry. I'm not going to talk about the ITS guys. I've heard about them.
Yeah.
The only medium infantry in the game, Uma, in the game, in Veruna.
In the game. Medium infantry isn't real. It doesn't exist.
I like her. I think she's cool. I think she's hard to take, but I think she has some cool rules.
She got a glow up.
She did get a glow up. So she's BS 13, Phys 11 with 13 armor 3 BTS 3.
Wasn't she originally like 33 points or 34
She was
points?
so
She was
because she
nuts.
paid for her breaker combi and her submachine gun.
Right.
She had everything on like one fat, ugly, shitty profile.
Yeah.
Climbing plus, mutism, special op, stealth, train total. She's spendy. 27 points gets you the FTO with the extra damage breaker combi rifle.
Which is really sweet
Damage 14 breaker combi rifle is really not a nice thing. Like,
Yeah.
to deal with. To have, it's awesome.
On basically an Uxia that shoots.
yeah, or a Kamau.
Yeah.
She's those are more of a Kamau because she doesn't have camo.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And then you can take the camo version which has forward deployment and an extra burst submachine gun and EM mines. She's cool, but at 27 to 30 points, she's really hard to fit in a list. And she's competing with Zulu Cobras.
Which I would rather have a Zulu Cobra every time.
Which, like, the submachine gun EM mines are good.
I've used her pretty decently, but yeah, she is pricey. And the submachine gun makes it really hard to go fight because you're
She's
just going to
one
get
wound.
templated.
Yeah. So I complain about the shotguns a lot. And even if they don't like actually kill things in game, Uma can't go within 8 of a Gulam. She literally can't do it.
Right.
Because she'll just die.
Right.
Unless she rolls good.
Well, then she's dodging.
On an 11.
On an 11. And getting just templated for free, right? Like, it's like even if those models that incidentally have shotguns aren't actually killing anything in game, she can't go near them.
Right.
Yeah, the threat radius is insane.
And the submachine guns are a little lost on that. She is a nasty tag hunter until she gets flamethrowered to death.
Right.
Keep saying positive things, Carl. You're
She's
doing such a good job of
So
it.
she is a tougher Zulu Cobra by kind of a lot.
That's a good point.
Like 2 more armor, 3 more BTS. Like climbing plus is really nice.
But she doesn't have a camo state.
This one does.
Right.
The first one does.
Yeah, I'm looking at the cheaper profiles personally.
Right.
I just don't like 30 points for that profile.
It is pricey.
It just seems like a lot. And I don't think she's terrible. I just think that I'd rather have other things.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with her.
That's a great way for saying in code that you think she's terrible.
No, she's not.
She's gotten so
Everything
much better
is
though.
good.
I think you could consider
Always.
her instead of a Zulu Cobra. I think you could consider her, whereas before you couldn't, because she was like 35 points or
She was
something.
very expensive. I don't remember how much over she was, but it was a lot.
Now the profiles I'm dreading talking about the most. Fucking orcs in this army.
Have we not talked about orcs in that?
We've talked about
before?
orcs.
No, we have, but
'Cause
they're a
we did Winter
fucking
Form.
mess here.
Hey, can we talk about orcs, guys?
Yes.
Let's talk about.
So we're gonna kind of gloss over this for those watching on YouTube.
Oh, we disconnected a while ago.
Oh, I know, but I'm still recording the video.
Oh, okay.
But like, there's a million profiles here.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of overlap. Basically, what you need to know is that there are basic orcs, there are Veruna orcs, and for some unknown fucking reason, there are Winterfell orcs here.
They got lost.
They literally did. I don't know why they're here.
I don't know.
Like,
It's fine. Don't take them.
I mean, you can. They have climbing plus, which is a great skill.
Sure.
And it does matter for your fire teams,
It
which
does.
is why I'm bringing this up. So The Fusilier fire team can only have Veruna division orcs in it. Whereas the orc fire team can have any orc in it. Okay, we did it.
Yeah. Whew. Got through that.
So, some orcs to talk about. So the Veruna orcs are special in that they have stealth and terrain, aquatic, and jungle. The stealth is what you're here for. They pay about a point for their stealth.
Sounds good. Sounds really good. On heavies, it's really good.
On a heavy infantry who sucks at resetting.
Yeah.
And is only BTS 3.
It's pretty good.
So the Orc Forbach is really cool looking. I'm not super big on it, personally.
I've had my shit pushed in by one of those.
But it can do that, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can put it in a Fusilier team if you want.
So the thing about the 4-back is, like, it's decent enough in active turn when you have a fire team. And in reactive turn, the range bands on it are so good.
Forbachs are great weapons. He suffers a bit from being almost 40 points.
Yeah.
And
he's a little expensive.
He's like okay on active and expensive on ARO.
Yes.
Is kind of where he's at.
And for not having courage, too, that kind of sucks.
Yeah. So Orcs, if you don't know, they're 6'2 speed, BS 14, Phys 14, Whip 12, Armor 4, BTS 3, 2 wound troopers who are immune to shock. That is the only special word they have.
That's it.
Boring and reliable.
Or something.
They're the workhorse of the Pano military.
The Forbach is cool. I have a hard time like recommending it.
I prefer a heavy machine gun every time.
Yeah.
To a Forbach, personally.
I will say the boarding shotgun tin bot orc is really cool.
It is.
I mean, yeah, just running up and hitting something on 20s is really funny.
Yeah. And a tin bot can help delay your problems.
It's
It
10
won't
on minus
stop.
3, right? You're still going to probably...
Oh, you're fucked,
still
right?
get shut off.
But if they're a Whip 13 hacker coming at
They're
you,
going to think about it
and
twice.
you're resetting on 12s, and they're hacking you on what, 10s?
Yeah.
Right? At higher bursts than
And
your
it counts
reset?
for each count as being in cover as well for the save,
Yep.
which is really good.
Well, not for Spotlight, but
Yeah, that's true.
but it at least slows things. Like it is a potential to slow them down.
Yeah.
And the boarding shotgun is great for clearing armories.
Right.
Chucklehead warbands, they're just hanging around. You're like, what are you gonna do? Chain rifle me? Fuck off.
Don't do it. I dare you.
I'm gonna hit you twice with AP on 20s.
That is accurate.
Like, not many models in the game have BS-14 and boarding shotguns.
Right.
It's very fun. Multi-rifles are fine. Heavy machine gun's really very cool.
That's my go-to heavy weapon for that squad.
38 points, BS-14 heavy machine gun. He can fight, he can tank some hits. He's got stealth if you take the Veruna one. I like them well
And
enough.
cover is armor 5 if you're fighting AP. It's armor
Yeah.
7 if not. I like that. He's a little tough.
The hacker exists.
Don't do it.
I'm
Zulu Cobras exist.
so sad that they dropped their multi-rifle for a combi rifle.
That is weird.
I feel like you need to
A lot of the old heavy infantry did that. Mobile Brigadas do it too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you should be bringing any standard hackers in this? Hackers? Because I feel like the Zulu Cobra Killer hackers should be your only hackers in Veruna. I don't feel like
Ooh,
active
I don't
turn
know about
hacking-
that.
Active turn hacking on Whip 14 just doesn't feel right to
Whip
me.
14.
Or Whip 12. I'm saying that.
It's not that much worse. The bigger problem is that, like, they don't have any BTS either, right? Like, we'll talk about their hacking. They have reasonable, because they still have a Peacemaker available.
And we haven't even gotten to the hacker that I would use.
Yeah.
What's that?
We haven't talked about Crocman yet, right?
I would take the Crocman. We
Yeah.
haven't talked about them yet.
That's true.
It's a stealth hacker. That's what I'm going to say about their work hacker. It
Okay.
exists.
Sure.
Honestly, the boarding shotgun with Tinbot is probably better defense for your fire team anyways.
Right.
Because they're just going to scalpel out not the hacker.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and if they have a stealth hacker and they, such a mess. Orcs are cool. They're spendy to take a full fire team of. I think a discount like Fusilier 2 orc fire team is pretty good. I'm going to skip Montesa Knights real quick and go to Patsy because she's a character orc.
Sure.
I really like Patsy.
Patsy's cool.
6'2", CC-19, which is relevant on her, right, John?
Oh my god, it's so relevant. And her shock close combat weapon.
Yes.
Also, game-winningly relevant sometimes.
What? Oh, is this
This is my backyard.
Yeah, I remember this
It
game.
was your first game of Veruna ever. Didn't I dangle this in front of you to get you to buy Veruna?
I think you wrote my lists for me and I
Yeah.
played it. Yeah, but I was fighting one of those stupid fucking...
Gakis. It's
Gakis. The ones that explode. And I was like...
Those are Gakis.
Oh man, I'm gonna lose Patsy if it explodes. But not if I shock weapon it. It did.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Sometimes relevant, people.
So she's got orc stats otherwise. She's a forward observer, which is huge. Because she's a specialist. NCO. That's the big deal here.
Yeah.
So you can take your stupid Fusilier Lieutenant or your Zulu Cobra Lieutenant, spend their Lieutenant order on your fire team.
Yeah. Or your Orc Lieutenant?
Or your Orc Lieutenant. But,
That's a hint for my list.
oh.
Ooh.
You brought that?
I did. I'm such an idiot, but it's going to be great. You're going to love it. It's a great list. I'm really good at making lists,
This
guys.
is worth mentioning about the Orcs, is you cannot take a Veruna Division Orc Lieutenant. Is that a true statement?
No, you can take the machine gun.
Oh, only the machine gun. That's what it is. Yeah.
Which don't do that either.
Yeah, that would be a bold choice.
Just take the regular ass Orc Lieutenant.
But, is that? No, okay. So it does keep the SWIC discount. Could be wrong. Anyways, Patsy's great. She's got a submachine gun, grenades, which used to be Nimbus grenades. For all
Mr.
you
Nimbus.
old-timers out there.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, and 3. Nimbus grenades. They were a sat
buddy.
zone.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
I did not know that was a thing. I don't remember ever encountering that in 3.
It's because they were not very useful. Because
It's because they suck.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, okay then.
so the problem with a Nimbus grenade, right, is you're spending an order to make a saturation zone, which also affects your burst.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah,
Because it goes both ways. So, like, yes, you cut their 2 burst arrow down to 1, but you've spent an order making that happen.
Just shoot him.
Just shoot them.
Shoot him back.
You're paying up. Just fucking shoot them.
Fucking shoot him.
So, like, I remember always trying to make them work, and every time I'd, like, in my head, I'm, like, doing the math, like, just fucking use a heavy machine gun on it.
Right.
Like,
We'll give her Eclipse grenades.
that would have been cool.
That would be really cool.
That would be giving Pano smoke that isn't on a BS-10 smoke grenade launcher. You can't
it's not
do
smoke.
that.
It's different. Eclipse grenades aren't smoke.
They kind of are. D charges too. So she's also a CC-19 D charger, which is very relevant for objectives, right? And she's only 34 points.
And Flash Pulse, which sometimes matters.
Absolutely. And she's whip 13.
Yeah.
So I really like her in a discount Orc fire team. Like, Fusilier Paramedic or Heavy Machine Gun Patsy is super solid. 2 specialists, 1 that can heal, 1 that can fight at long range, 1 that can fight at close range.
Got the whole bag.
Try not to leave the Fusilier behind.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
I really like Patsy. NCO is a huge deal too.
It is.
And she's also like a cool sculpt.
Yeah, learn her
She
grenade.
is cool.
And her like a Vegeta scouter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Orcs in general are just really cool.
I love Orcs.
Like, I
and
like
I
them a lot.
love the new models. I know they're not that new anymore, but like,
The coat ones?
The Winter 4 ones?
no, not those.
Oh.
Ew, not those ones, John.
Never
Gross.
mind.
No, they're
Ew.
fine. I wish there were more of them.
I
but
like
they're
those
fine.
ones a lot. That's what got me into Winter 4 actually, was the coats.
Really?
I have some beef with that. It overlaps a lot with the Equiligar.
By the way, it's an Eclipse grenade launcher, not a smoke grenade launcher.
I know. I said Eclipse.
Oh, I thought...
Well, I called it smoke.
Oh,
because-
oh.
No, I know it's an Eclipse grenade launcher at BS10. Used to have positive range bands.
Womp womp.
No, Patsy's really fucking cool. And she's stealth. She's a Veruna Division Orc, basically. And her NCO matches now.
Yeah.
Which is
In
good.
her title. You know how
It is.
some of the troopers have like Sergeant or Lieutenant
Yeah.
or NCO listed in them and they don't have those skills?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, not for Patsy. Patsy's
Montesas.
great.
These guys are so important to Veruna
Yep.
in a like shocking way. So
As we found out.
yes. So Veruna has a huge weakness in destroying objectives. Anything where you got to blow up a thing and you can't shoot it, not allowed.
Mm-hmm.
You're kind of in for a rough time because Patsy's one of your best things, and then it falls off very quickly from there.
Yeah.
Because like your CC-13 engineers on those objectives that put you at a minus whatever it is.
Well, that's when you just spend the order to plant it.
Right. But even those, I think 1 is not mathematically enough.
Right.
To kill it.
Right.
And you plant it
You
again.
just hope
Like
you get zapped the first time.
Right. So Montesas all have double action close combat weapons. But they're also just really good.
Really cheap for what they do.
Yep. So it's a motorcycle unit, 8.6, CC 23, BS 13, Fizz 13, Whip 13, Armor 4, BTS 6. Great stat line.
Literally
2 wounds.
It's crazy to me that you look at that stat line, and orcs are more expensive than that because they're just better orcs that are faster.
Yep.
Besides BS 14.
Right.
And that's it.
But they get mimetism.
And they have
Right. They had mimetism built in. They always had mimetism.
No, look,
they didn't get it from the bike.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because when they dismount.
Yeah, it's crazy. They're very good.
Plus martial arts and better BTS. Yeah. Orcs have really shitty BTS. BTS 3 makes me sad on orcs. These guys are so good. 27 points gets you a boarding shotgun double action close combo weapon, which is sick, except that you pay 2 more points and get him in a paramedic status.
Yeah.
Which, I think you just do.
Unless it's a mission where killing specialists matters.
Sure.
That's the only time I would do it.
That makes sense.
And even then, he's a fast as fuck paramedic.
Fast as fuck, boy.
Yeah.
They're fast as fuck, boy. That paramedic is you should always be thinking about it.
Absolutely.
I don't care about the 29-point multi-rifle chain colt. It's fine. But I'd much rather have the Red Fury chain colt, personally.
Absolutely.
32 points, 1.5, so the Swick's tough. That's tough. But Red Fury chain colt.
That's good. It's good. And always run him as not impetuous.
Yeah.
Depends on what you're doing, but yeah.
Yeah. I would default to non-impetuous.
You can also, because they are a duo option, and there's so many different little wild cards you can throw in there, you could run them as
true.
impetuous.
They can duo with the Swallows. Mark
Yeah.
1 or 2.
Oh, that's cute.
Get a cavalry fire team.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. Cavalry Fire Team.
Yeah.
I fucking love that.
Because the
so
Swallows
much.
are cavalry.
Yeah, they're hussars, right?
I don't know.
Nerd.
You
They're a big robot.
You tell me, nerd.
They're cavalry heavy lancers.
Oh, they're lancers. Very different. Still like cavalry, but
You could consider taking 2 of these guys. And
I did.
if you do, dude, boarding shotgun multi-rifle at that point might be worth thinking about. I don't know.
so many fun choices.
You do have to remember, so it's so gross because they don't have frenzy. So, when they probably should. Because most of the knights of that kind would. But because you can just turn off their impetuous at the start of the game, they can go and suppressor fire with a multi-rifle.
That's a good point.
Suppressive fire goo.
On a mimetism model, that's
V-goo.
armor 4 and 2 wounds.
V-goo.
You know what sucks though? They lost stealth.
Darn it! Oh man! Don't even bother.
In N3 they had stealth because they had martial arts. So they had a stealth. They had an
Stealth
e-bike.
e-bike. Yeah.
You hear a...
What's that humming sound? And the guy just quickly turns off his backup sound on his e-bike.
Must have been the wind. Proceeds to walk into a wall for 30 minutes.
I gotta say, with a hybrid, right?
Yeah.
Every time people are in my car for the first time and I turn it on, they're like, "Oh, your car's on!" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Neil didn't know how to turn on the electric car, when she got in it. I was
Don't you just
it's
push the-
on.
Don't you
She's
just
like,
push the
"But
button?"
how do I turn it on? It's on.
Right. You need a little speaker that just goes. Vroom.
It has that. There we go. You can put it in unbridled mode. Montesas are dope. Always consider taking them. You're not always going to take them.
But they're really cool.
But if your mission set involves breaking objectives, I think you got to take one.
I feel like you should just take one.
So,
anyway.
spoiler alert, I picked evacuation for my mission. I brought 2.
Yeah.
Because it's the only thing that's going to get across the no man's land, in any
And it's
sort
one of the. I feel like it's one of the best things for it.
Yeah. Especially because you can pick impetuousness now.
Right.
Yeah. And often you're not going to want to be in. Because these guys not infectious, armor 7 in cover is fuck me.
Yeah.
On a sub 30-point dude, these guys in the doorway of an armory is just so obnoxious.
Right.
And they can dismount and go in.
Indeed, they can.
The dismounting part is always nice.
And they keep their mimetism.
Yeah. Yeah, they're good.
All right, Squallows. Are these guys squatted or not? I don't know, but they got special Veruna profiles that everyone forgets about. So the Squallows is Pano's most basic tag.
That may or may not exist.
Yeah, we'll see. They're 6'4", BS 15. They're actually surprisingly good CC at 18 and a multi-pistol. Phys 16, Whip 12, Armor 8, BTS 6, 3 structure, S7. This is your basic tag. Guided -6, Hacker -3 is kind of a big deal here.
That's pretty cool.
BS attack, extra damage. Gizmo kits on 13s. Their remote presence, obviously. They do have courage. Ooh. Well, also a thing with remote presence typically.
Like,
So
these bitches aren't special.
these guys were cool because they had a heavy grenade launcher and N3. Heavy grenade launchers are gone, so now they just have a grenade launcher +1 damage on one of their profiles.
Which makes it a heavy grenade launcher.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. I think their range bands were slightly different.
But I mean, so
grenade launchers? Yeah.
Heavy grenade launchers.
For heavy grenade
Oh,
launchers
really?
versus
They used to have a good range band.
Gotcha.
Grenade launchers did too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, grenade launchers lost that in this edition.
Oh, okay.
8 to 16 grenade launchers had good range. So that made Desperados really fucking gross because they had +3 smoke grenades within 16, but you had to pick which one was right.
That's
Right.
gross.
Grenade
So you couldn't
launchers
measure
used to
yourself.
be a
Yeah.
lot more interesting to choose. I never look to put a grenade launcher to list now.
They can spec fire these grenade launchers reasonably well enough, which is worth considering if they have some like hacker or, I mean, honestly, even like a deployable repeater.
I mean, it's a
in
damage
way.
15
Yeah.
blast.
Yeah.
That's pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
It's pretty cute.
They're also, these guys start pretty cheap. 75 points for a tag of this quality is pretty good. So the interesting ones here, so Veruna Division costs an extra point.
For Terrain Aquatica and a Zapper.
And a Zapper. The Zapper is the cool thing. Because that's a weird piece of kit that you don't see very often in Pano. So for those who don't know, a Zapper, it's a damage 13, EM, burst 1, BTS save obviously, small template. Kind of cute. It can intuitive attack though, which is worth something.
Yeah. I've successfully used
on
one
its
on
whip 12.
Andromeda before.
Yeah, it is non-lethal, but EM is really nasty.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and he's tough enough that he might be able to survive using it. It's nice to have. Because he keeps his multi-pistol.
Right.
So he's one of the few tags that has both a pistol and a template.
That is cool.
It's not the greatest, but it exists.
Right.
They still haven't fixed their multi-pistol CC weapon ordering. Still inconsistent, which is a funny problem to have. Because I think if you know which order it is, you can tell which ones are the lieutenants.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
For all those people really trying super hard
It's just really annoying.
when you're
'Cause
Well,
it's-
on
when you're building
mobile-
your opponent's lists.
but on their on the courtesy list.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Isn't that
gosh.
silly?
Listen, if somebody pulls out your courtesy list and they start inspecting the order of your multi-pistol to snuff out
One of the
your
problems
lieutenant-
is like if you're a Veruna player, you might just notice.
Right,
Like I might just be like,
right.
is that a big deal? Probably not.
Stop sweating,
but-
dude.
Oh, and now I'm going to kill the tag.
That thing I wanted to kill. No, I'm really gonna kill it. Squallows are weird. They're fine. They're just not like outstanding at anything. The multi-pistols can break objectives though.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the Squallows Mark II next. The little brother. It lost ACM Hacker. It's a smaller tag. It's S6.
Mm-hmm.
ARM 6. BTS 6.
Looks way cooler.
Yeah, agree. It looks way cooler. And pretty much everything else is the same.
Picked up a multi-pistol.
They both have multi-pistols, but it found another one.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. This one has really interesting weapon choices, right? Because you can take a 57-point multi-marksman rifle.
Which is cheap, man. That's
And
so
one swig.
cheap.
Yeah, that's a heavy infantry.
Yeah.
A BS-15 3 structure
And-
or 6 heavy infantry.
Yep.
I pay that much almost for a bronze heavy
And
infantry.
he's
Yeah, but bronzes are bad.
so he's always going to be
Bronze are great.
within 24. He has a +3 burst 3 option
Yeah.
because he's got burst 3 multi-pistols within 8, and
Yep.
then the multi-marksman rifle after that. All slapping at damage 14 because multi-pistols actually slap.
Yeah.
Are they damage 13 base?
I think
yeah.
so.
Oh, cool. Good for them.
So damage 14 typically AP.
Yeah. I feel like if you're going to take one of the two, take this one over the regular Squallows. I mean,
They're a little different, but yeah, I think
just,
I
don't see a reason.
and you can still get the grenade launcher version for 67 points Heavy machine gun, grenade launcher, extra damage.
Sure. I'm of the mindset that 57 point profile is just super good if you want to bring a tag in this faction. Unless you're bringing the cutter.
I also like the multi-heavy machine gun because that's NCO.
Yeah,
that is
pretty
pretty
great
cool.
on that. Yeah.
And multi-heavy machine guns are great.
Yep.
I think the grenade launcher one, because it's just a regular heavy machine gun, I don't think that's the choice.
Right.
Agreed. You kind of pay a decent bit for
That grenade launcher that you don't really
Right.
give a shit for.
Pay the extra at 4 points
Four
for
points
NCO
for
and
NCO.
multi.
And it's not like you're light on templates in this army.
No, you're not.
You know, if you're
And
like,
the
oh,
grenade
I need-
launcher is a low efficiency tool
Yeah.
that you're not like super.
You're desperate when you're lobbing grenade launchers typically, unless it's maybe to clear a.
Yeah, you're not stoked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think
it's
of
like
a
an
time where I've been like,
opportunity.
oh boy, I get to shoot my grenade launcher.
Right.
I would say like
Starco.
the NCO is competitive with the regular Squalo's NCO, because the regular Squalo's NCO is 79 points, but 2 Swick
Yeah.
versus the 1.5. So
That's 25% less swift.
Oh, and that's a big deal in a faction that
devours Swick for breakfast.
Carl's already mentioned that on. Yeah.
These guys are a great addition to this army, though.
Yeah.
I think
Agreed.
I'm a big fan. We're gonna talk about the cutter now.
Yes.
The big boy,
It's okay.
top 3 tag.
Yeah, it's
I would
very
say.
good.
Yeah,
in the game.
I think faction defining too.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
This is like one of the coolest tags in the game. You will traumatize somebody
Yeah.
with it.
If you
I
want to
cannot believe this is in Code 1.
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
Well, Code
I mean,
One.
Code 1's for beginners. Here's my cutter. It can't hidden deploy.
Darn
Okay.
it. Oh man.
Right.
-6 still.
Yeah.
The cutter is one of the fucking boogeymen of Infinity.
I feel like if you like tags, right? A lot of people play. Like I picked my first faction was chosen based on the Magri Hebo Guard being available, and I feel like the cutter fits that same bill. The cutters,
Especially the
looks
new model.
cool. The rules are cool,
Yeah. I've run cutters in lists just because, like, I wanted to.
and they're less than 100 points.
used to be.
Yeah, but they are now.
Yeah, they're 97 points.
That's a lot of. There's so much bang for your buck on
So-
the cutter.
BS 15, CC may as well be 0. Armor 8, BTS 6, 3 structure tag, guided -6, camo, hidden deployment, min 6, surprise attack, terrain aquatic tag. He's got a multi-heavy machine gun and a fist.
Fists of Fury.
Shoot things, don't
Yeah.
melee.
So the
things.
cutter is absolutely dominant, but within 8, he is a sad panda.
Sure.
Achilles within 8 is a problem.
So
Yeah, but you could say that about literally any model
bring
within
him on
Achilles is
turn
8
no,
inches.
two.
the cutter can't even give you a fuck you heavy flamethrower though, right? Like most tags in the game have a like, you're
But
gonna
it's-
kill me.
but he's
fuck
better
you,
than that.
Have a template.
You can hidden deploy him, and then Achilles can go murder everything, and then, oh, Achilles, you're on my side of the board. Well, here's a cutter.
Why would you want to do that when Achilles is on your side of the table?
Because
He'll kill
hopefully
you.
you didn't. And his
Hopefully he's
deployment
already
right near
frenzied.
you,
He can't
right?
be in cover,
Yeah,
and you just
right.
murder him.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Just shoot him. You know how to kill Achilles? Shoot him. Just shoot the fucker.
Yeah,
That's
But
what
I'm
John
saying
says
is,
about bears, and that doesn't work for me.
this tag
Just
has
don't do it right.
This tag has a very clear weakness, right? It has no sidearm at all. No flamethrower, no pistol, nothing. And
Yes.
he's terrible if it gets engaged.
Yeah.
But man, God, it is
What?
fucking
But
menace.
everything else. Literally everything else.
I love the fluff bit about the cutters where it's like a description of a dude sitting in the ground control station, the remote control shit, and he's like drinking his coffee. And like an alert shows up that there's like enemies in his area, and he's like, yeah, there are. And he pushes the murder button, and it just like ices the fool, and then goes back into camo state, and he goes back to drinking his coffee. Like that is what the cutter does.
I too want to be a Reaper drone operator.
Nah, dude, this is so much more dangerous than a Reaper.
It's much more personal.
True.
You see them kids.
You can taste it.
You can read their lunchbox.
So with the cutter, it's a big commitment to your list, right?
Yes.
It's a third of your list and a third of your SWIC minimum.
But do it.
The lieutenant is great, but it is 2.5 SWIC.
But
For
do
Whip
it.
12, obvious target lieutenant.
Yeah.
But do it.
You'd have your Fusilier lieutenants,
Yeah.
right?
No, what I meant was obvious target. Like
Yes. You're going to want to kill it.
Yeah.
They're gonna want to kill it anyways.
But this thing is nuts, right? The fact that it's still armor 8, like
that's
it
really
is
good.
as tough as most armies' toughest tag.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's tied for 3rd toughest tag in the game, right? Like
What's the other two?
Avatar and Yotam's.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Avatar's armor 9.
Yeah, fair enough. All right.
So like
Yoda's is armor 10, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't remember.
Arm
So-
10, BTS 9.
fuck off Trip Hammer's rolling booty. But
Yeah, trip hammers don't count.
cutters defining. If you're against Veruna, you need to think about cutters.
Yeah.
Like if there's a suspicious lack of things on the table, you need to be thinking about a cutter.
I'm in danger.
And worth mentioning, you literally absolutely need an engineer.
Yeah, 100%.
You straight up need, and not a tech B. You need an engineer.
Machinist with Palbots probably.
From
just in
personal
case.
experience, you get -12 from isolated and mobilized on this thing. It's gone.
Oh yeah.
It is effectively
Or isolated and targeted.
yeah. And,
Don't forget about
yeah,
that.
you get a -12 on its whip, and it's done because it cannot get itself out.
So
It
And,
keeps
so,
happening to me, like,
and
a
also,
lot.
too, remember, tech bees can't get rid of that shit.
no,
Right.
So be
They throw
careful.
wrenches at it.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like, I can heal your structure. Great.
Not the problem right now.
Great! Reset. Something worth mentioning, I would almost always recamouflage it at the end of your turn.
Yes.
Either that or suppressive fire.
Recamo.
I would almost always
Recamo.
recamo it unless it's turn 3. And even turn 3.
Or depending on the situation, though.
Situationally, yeah, but like your first thought should be, I need to pull this thing back and camo it.
Right.
It is not meant to be a big dick swinging in the center of the table.
Like
it's
the
a
Jodam.
It is a big dick that's meant to be swinging on your side of the table, picking
Again,
its engagements.
That lack
Yes.
of template means if they're within 8, like
Say goodbye. Make your
they
peace
can
with
fight
God.
you, and if you're not in suppressive fire, you're having an inefficient time,
Yeah.
and you'll die eventually. Now, who should be in the midfield, fucking people up? Maximus.
Yes.
Oh, they have 4 tag options.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. 2 of them released recently.
You know what? I bet you Maximus will be in the new O12 faction. I have a feeling.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I have a feeling.
He has that shield that kind of looks
That
like
looks
it.
like the other dude.
It's funny that they made
Yeah.
him a tag and he got rid of his Yotam shield. He was literally carrying around
He's
a
also-
Yotam shield.
He is the new special model that's coming out, right? For the didn't they come out with another version of him with the helmet and stuff?
Agamemnon.
That's
It's Agamemnon. I'm wrong. Never mind.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't even talk about new releases. Whatever.
Yeah.
We did. Those are new releases next month.
So Maximus, 6'4",
Touche.
CC 24 as a tag, which is nutty.
Yeah, he's cool.
BS 14, Phys 15, Whip 13, Armor 7, BTS 3, 3 structure, guided -6, CC attack +2 damage.
God, he hits so
He
hard.
dodges +2 inches. He dodges on the 13 too, which is pretty good.
No, that's very good.
He's immune to crits. He's immune to possession, which would be funny if he wasn't.
Immune to crits in a melee unit is so gigantic too.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes, agree. Natural Born Warrior and Tack Aware. He does not have martial arts, which is worth mentioning, right? Like
So he hits on 24.
he hits on 24s, right?
That's a big
Probably,
difference.
yeah. And if he's fighting something that matters, it's 21s probably.
Well, no, it would have to be things with like para CC weapons because he's got Natural Born Warrior.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
Yeah.
So it'd have to be like para CC weapons or any of the like CC minus.
Yeah, like an Uberfall.
Uber
or
Falls.
something.
There's a couple of those out there, but mostly
God,
he's
he's
just doming fools on
You
24s.
probably don't want this guy fighting Uberfalls. Anyway.
No.
Thanks for the advice when it happens.
What's really
Nothing in the
cool-
game wants to fight an Uberfall. In close combat,
Right.
I have.
nothing should want to.
I ran a Baron.
You should not have wanted to do that.
What the fuck are you doing?
I won that game and I had to.
What?
So he is a little
Uberfall's gonna fuck
spendy.
me up, man.
71 points. He's got a multi-marksman rifle with +1 burst. Huge fan. That's
so cool.
Awesome
Plus
fucking
1
gun.
damage. That's a damage
It's a
15.
multi-Spitfire. Is
yeah,
what that is.
multi-Spitfire, right.
Is what that is. Panzerfaust. Love a fuck off Panzerfaust. And then AP plus DA close combat weapon.
He's hype.
He-
He's very good. For 71 points. I feel like the tags, man.
That's a steal. That is truly
And
just a steal.
his pilot, which is worth mentioning, right, is
Yeah.
you knock his 3 structure out, well, you can just pop fucking Maximus out.
And he still can fuck you up.
Oh, yeah, he's still CC-23, BS-12 dude with a multi-rifle
Yeah,
and a
he's-
heavy pistol, and he keeps his APDA close combat
He's
weapon.
also a specialist.
And he's hitting at damage 14 still.
Yeah, like, his 0-point pilot form, you got to kill that corpse.
Yep.
Like, you can't leave it around.
Yeah.
So what's
Max-
funny is he does switch. Well, he's a pilot. Never mind. So he switches to wounds. Yeah, of course.
Yay, John.
No, I did it.
It's okay. Remember my math thing earlier?
And he's armor 3, BTS 3. Like
Yeah.
he's still tough as a pilot.
He's like an iguana.
He's cool.
He is like an iguana, actually. It's a great way to put it. Except he can get back in.
Right.
Which just makes him significantly
Re-enter
better.
his wrecked
He
body.
also doesn't create a smoke cloud for him to stand in and then die, like an iguana.
I
often
am
does.
curious how it works with him. Like, so because they had said he's like got like an upgraded post-human body or something. So does that mean that he's like just in a big robot suit and regular Maximus
isn't
is
there a
in
thing
there?
with Agamemnon where I don't remember? It's something weird with Agamemnon too.
Yeah,
A robot and a robot.
double robot.
Double robot.
I don't know how it works.
All right.
But he's cool. He's a cool addition to this army for sure. I think he's weird.
And he's a big addition to like what we were saying about the Montesas.
Yeah.
Huge.
He's cool. Man, it's hard for me to want to take him instead of a cutter though. My like cutter lust is
Well, yeah.
really hard to overcome.
Two different things. He can blow up objectives.
I know,
there's-
like, you can't afford both is the problem.
Sure you can. Basic bitch 5-man fire team for Fusiliers, 2 Fugazis. You definitely need a machinist in that with 2 Palbots because you have 2 tags.
Bring a hacker, sure, why not?
You're bringing a cutter lieutenant right now.
Yeah, for sure, why not?
No, I mean a Squalo. I was saying a Squalo
No.
and.
No, I'm not taking a fucking Squalo. I'm not settling.
Oh, okay, you're right. I'm sorry. But you did.
But you
take
painted
one.
one.
Oh, I did, you're right, sorry.
Yeah, what are you doing, you goober?
I was looking at the Squalo.
There we go.
I do like that new Squalo sculpt as well.
It's really good.
So we're at
That's really
8
good.
orders with 2 tack wear, so basically 10 orders, and
Yeah,
we still have
you
still have room for 2 Zulu Cobra or a Zulu Cobra and then something else.
Or a
Flash
croc-
pull spots.
Or Crocman.
Flash pull spots.
2 flat. He has the flat.
You can get up to 3.
I know.
We'll put 2 of those in there, and then get another specialist. There, boom.
Or are you full on Swick?
No.
No, I got one.
Hellets,
still
baby.
Hellets, dude.
Hellets.
Load 'em
Yeah.
up. Dude, you can have a full 5-man with 2 tags, bro. This is crazy. Do it. That's the best list I've ever seen.
3 Hellets. There you go.
There you go.
I mean,
Right
your
there.
whole family's going up to Battle by the Beach. The faster you finish the game,
2 tags.
the more time you
a
can spend with
Fusilier fire
your
team,
family.
A machinist with Palbots, 2 Gazis, and then Hellets to cover
Chestnut
the
checkers.
tags if they come in.
This is not the worst list I've
It's
seen.
not. It's literally actually awesome. That's so good.
The bar is so high for you.
We ball, dude. This list. I expect to see this list.
Hey,
Well, if
Carl's
you
our
go-
reigning Veruna champion right now.
Yeah, I have won a tournament with Veruna.
Yeah.
You've also not lost a tournament with Veruna.
Is that true? I don't know. If that's-
Shipyard Showdown, dude. It was a race to the bottom with you.
I wasn't playing Veruna.
You almost. He was playing
NCA.
NCA.
Fuck,
I had a
you're
Swiss
right.
card.
You're right.
I active turn Swiss missiled
You're right.
somebody into the ground in the least efficient, most improbable way possible.
But most importantly, you didn't
Would
win
it upset
warrants.
anyone?
And
if
yet
I-
they're still here in my fucking house.
If I end up getting Maximus, I could run like that list and it'd be just 012 because I have Hellets too.
Do you need a Maximus?
I have a
I
Maximus.
might need one.
I have a Maximus.
An extra one?
One that he
Probably
doesn't
not
care
going to
about.
use him.
Do you have him built or
Yeah.
painted?
I mean,
Go.
I would really like Maximus
I
if
think
he's in.
Bruce-
I think he's gonna. I have a feeling he's gonna be in Torchlight.
Yeah.
He should be.
If he
honestly.
is, then yes, I would like him.
Okay. Yeah, I'd rather you have it because I'm never going to run him.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let me know what you
I
want.
haven't glued the head on. I was thinking about trying to get like an Agamemnon head or a
No,
hoplite head.
just put the
I
head
think a
on.
hoplite head would look really cool. But anyway.
Oh, Hoplite head would look cool.
Yeah.
If it was sized right, yeah.
He's got
He's got a normal
head.
size head.
Isn't
want
it?
the
Isn't
hoplite
it?
head to be a little
Bruce,
bit
isn't
bigger.
the correct terminology halpute?
That's true. It is.
Not in America.
Like tertio,
Tefio.
tertio.
I was.
Crucial.
I played a pike and shot game on Tuesday, and I was like autistic spurging the entire time about all of my knowledge about the 80 Years' War.
So
And
it's what, like 2 minutes of.
No, it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's a bunch of like 50 and 60-year-old dudes being like, "Wow, dude, you know a lot about this time period."
Did you out-boomer boomers?
Yeah, it was pretty great.
All right, we're gonna fly through the bots.
They're bots.
Sensor bots are good. You can take 2 of them. They're less good now.
That's the Pathfinder one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sierras, your Tierra bots. You can take 2 of them.
that's actually awesome. You're
you-
probably not going too much.
You
but that's
really
sweet.
shouldn't,
Yeah.
but you
It's still
could.
fun.
You could take 2 of them and 3 Hellets, and
Sure.
you're just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You can take 2 Clippers. You probably shouldn't.
This is such a weird army.
Clippers can fire team.
I have a question about
Clippers.
I
Are
have
wild
I
a
don't know
question.
how I feel about
Question.
Clippers here
Yeah.
because you have so much Swick invested.
I don't think you should do Clippers.
No, you might though. Can you coordinate order guided?
No.
No.
No, never mind then. Yeah, you
No.
shouldn't do it.
No.
But imagine how funny that would be if you coordinate order guided on something.
That would, God forbid. Guys. Guided's already enough.
Flashful spots, you can take 2 of them. Post-nerf Bulleteers, I still am so sad about this nerf.
Let's say that is actually ancient history now.
It affects my list building frequently. The
It does
Bulleteers
affect your
and the
life.
Peacemakers.
Do you
'Cause
find that your life feels way less complete now the Bulleteers are...
I find that
Well, I
my
think
list-
he had
When
to
I
go out
got
and
here,
have a bunch of
Brielle
kids.
was
He
like,
needs something to fill.
Carl cannot shut the fuck up about the Bulleteer nerf. Like, can you talk some sense into him?
I can't.
it's just
Stop.
weird. The way the points seem to work out for my list, where I used to be able to afford a Peacemaker or a Bulleteer, I just can't now.
Sure.
And it's just like, all right.
Yeah, it's weird that they... It's weird. It was a weird choice, for sure.
Bulleteers were undercosted.
Yeah.
I'm fine
Peacemakers
with that.
probably were not.
I don't know.
Peacemakers are gnarly, man. I don't know.
They're still good. They're good.
Peacemakers, AVA 1, that's a big deal in this faction.
Oh, wow.
They're lower AVA than most other Panas.
They have less
And,
peace to be made.
Peacemakers are one of your best repeaters in Pano. So, Guided, I do not think should be your game plan in this army.
Agreed.
Really?
You do have tools to make it happen, and we'll talk about them very soon. But,
You're bringing Guided Veruna to...
no, I'm not. I don't really like Guided. I think it's not fun. I think it's not fun to play against. I think it's not fun to play. I think it's bad game design. And if it was removed tomorrow, Infinity would be better.
Yeah.
Strictly better.
I was at the last tournament I played. I was bringing Hawkaslam, and I guided it the whole time.
Yeah.
And I realized I wasn't even using my attack pieces. I had like a Mukhtar just sitting in the corner, and I was like, "Wow, all right, cool."
It's just boring.
Yeah, it was.
If it works, you're like, cool, I didn't really do anything. And if
Yeah.
it doesn't work, you're like, man, my strategy didn't work.
Yeah, so like I gave it a shot. It's kind of lame.
Get rid of it.
The hottest of takes from a man who uses bears.
I don't think that's a
Yeah.
hot take. I think we're all on the same page.
I just think it's bad game design because I think it's never fun and it's not interactive. It's
Yeah.
the biggest problem. And like,
Just die. You are going to die.
you're either gonna kill them and no one's having fun, or your attack is going to fail because it's not the most efficient. It's like really safe but not efficient,
Right.
and like you just won't do enough, and then
Right.
you didn't have fun.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
So don't do it.
Peacemakers are really good. Heavy shotgun every time if you're gonna take
Yep.
Peacemaker.
Yep.
The
Yep.
Spitfire's fine. There's nothing wrong with the Spitfire, but
You want the vision mods with the Bulleteer.
yeah. If you're taking a Spitfire, Bulleteer is the way to go. The heavy shotgun Oxbot combo is just like fucking disgusting
Yep.
when both of them come around a corner and you're
It's
like,
really fun.
what do you do? And
Nothing
they go,
good.
I guess I'll just die.
Be dead.
4 deployment 8 and a repeater. These guys are still useful for putting up repeater coverage to protect your shit, but Palbots, you are going to be very interested in these if you're taking tags and an engineer. Mulebots exist. If you take a Bulleteer, take the Evo Hacker. There is no other reason to take the Evo Hacker in this army, though. You have no combat jumpers.
TR bot.
Sure. 8-point regular order is fine, too. And then Kocman. Kocman classic model, one of the OG Pano models in the game. They're a hidden deployer infiltrator with mediocre stats across the board. BS12, Phys 12, Whip 13, Armor 1, BTS 0, 1 wound.
But BS12 is nice on that kind of a unit because a lot of them are 11.
And they all have X-Visors.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
also
that's
huge.
cool.
It is cool. They're not super good at using their X-Visors. Like, it's kind of a weird thing. Like, they all have X-Visors, and that's great. It's kind of like Drew's.
Yeah.
Where you're
Yes.
like, I have an X-Visor, and, like, that's nice,
But
I
okay,
guess.
right. Like, fine.
But, like...
I don't know, man. Because you're
X-Visors
a
are always good to
You're
have.
a MIM6 BS12 unit fighting out to 32 inches with a combi rifle.
The problem is combi rifles are so low damage that, like... And because crits don't auto... Like... They're just not super thrilled on it.
Right, I don't know. Don't sleep on your combis.
But
I
they'll
swear.
bully down, like, light to medium infantry
Yes.
just fine.
And it also matters for... the X-Visors are super great for suppress, which...
Yeah.
Yes, agree. Yeah, that is the thing. That
I mean, dude, you can even just boring shotgun out to 24 inches.
yes, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hitting you on 12s. Like, what? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. But, shush.
That's actually awesome. I never
Yeah.
think about that.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Yeah.
The X-Visor's fine. The BS12, like, the X-Visor kind of makes up for the BS12
Yeah.
and the lack of kind of goodish weapons. 29 points gets you a boarding shotgun and shock mines, which is fine. It's fun. It's good. You can pay an extra point to get mine layer.
See, that's the thing, right? Like, and half a swick.
The half swick is painful. I don't really love either of those profiles though. Like, I like the mine layer, but the half swick's hard. And it's not a specialist, and
yeah, the mine layer is cool on like frontline.
Right. These guys are AVA4 in this faction, by the way, which is really funny.
That is nutty.
Also, cutters are AVA2, which is just gonna throw that out there
for anybody who has 2 cutters.
2 cutters, 4 helots list.
Boom.
It's a list.
Yeah.
That's
Fugazi.
2 cutter, 3 Kocman. It's 281 points.
There we go. And then 2 Fugazi.
Yeah.
And a missile bot.
Yeah.
Where are you getting this wig for that?
And then you hidden deploy everything, and you just wait till turn 3 to play the game.
Yeah. Perfect.
That is legal, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, wouldn't you be in retreat?
Yeah. No, you'd be lost lieutenant. You're not in retreat. The models still exist.
Yes.
They count towards points.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah. You could just be like, all right, take your first 2 turns. I'm just gonna vibe here.
No, and then the real mind fuck would be like every once in a while be like, hey, can you just hang on a second? I want to check some angles.
Yeah.
And then just look at them.
And then
don't even look at the board. Just stare them in the eyes for exactly 1 minute.
And then you don't think about it, and your opponent deploys like an antipode assault pack and just fucking censors your table until they find shit.
You're like, oops.
You're like, oh.
You fight the 1 tack player.
They move their 3. Can you take 3 units of those dogs or only 2?
I think it's just 2.
But that's 6 dogs.
Yeah, 6 sensors.
And they all censor, right? So it's
Yeah.
literally 1 unit's enough to clear the board, like in steps.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Like, well, you didn't roll for any of your infiltrates, so I just got to do the bands past 24.
Right.
Oh, and there's an exclusion zone on this mission. So
Right.
This is a bad idea.
Do it.
I really like the hacker, combi rifle shockmine hacker. You can like gotcha hack somebody every now and then, which can be a pretty big deal. They're so at everything.
To the
But-
players.
Specialist. And then the forward observer is good. It does have a deployable repeater. So if you did want to have a hacking game or a guided game, probably the way.
I mean, shock mines and repeater at the same time is pretty funny too.
Yeah, it is. Be nice if they had mine layer.
Yes.
A mine layer deployable repeater would be really nice for them, but it's a lot to ask.
Outside of Yuching.
Yeah.
What's it? Guilangs pay like
Yeah.
half this and
So Krokmen are weird because they're like kind of good at everything and like not great at anything and kind of a lot of points, but not a lot of points. The infiltrators who are really bad at rolling for infiltrating because they're phase 12. So you're going to use them. You can take a multi-sniper too. I forgot to mention that. I'm not real hot on it.
it's a move. An infiltrating sniper is always an interesting.
A hidden deployment multi-sniper is a cute thing you can do. It's just a lot of points.
Right.
And
But man, it could jack you up. It's like a Trinitarian.
yeah, it's like but Trinitarians shit on these guys.
Right.
Like,
Significantly.
yeah.
Now I gotta look at Trinitarians.
I really like Trinitarians.
They're great.
Is that the whole?
Oh.
Yeah, but that's not a very big army.
Nope.
Oh.
Yeah,
Alright.
Trinitarians are 4 points cheaper for
Yep.
the same thing.
For like almost the exact same skills.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have X visors. They don't have training total.
Oh no.
Right? Are they armor 1 or 0?
I didn't look.
It doesn't really matter. Krokmen are good though.
Yeah.
I think the specialists are where it's at.
Agreed.
Because I think you're going to really want them to be pushing buttons rather than fighting. So, cool. Veruna's awesome.
Really cool, really fun faction. If I could go back in time, I probably would have chosen Veruna over Winter 4, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I really like Winter 4, but I think Veruna has... The problem with Winter 4 to me is they are way too one-dimensional. And
Right.
I think Veruna... Veruna isn't like the most like malleable army probably in the game, but it feels way less one-dimensional than Winter 4 does.
I think Veruna is good sectorial design.
I think
Because you can see like extreme weaknesses, and every time you build a list, you're like, I don't have everything I want.
Right, but you have a lot of what you want.
But what you do well.
Yeah. No, Veruna's great.
Again, it's my favorite in production Pano I probably like it more than NCA as well, if I'm honest. Yeah. I just have like a special place in my heart for NCA, but like I would never recommend NCA to a new player.
Right. Play Veruna. New player? That's perfect faction for a new player.
Except they're really hard to start.
In what sense? Just getting
buying them.
Yeah.
They're in a weird... So like the Kamau heavy machine gun, you can't get.
A proxy.
It's a cool model though.
It's a really cool
If
model.
you can't get it, proxy.
And the only model that's close to it is a Bogmari HMG. Whoops.
Ooh, darn it. Can't get that either.
For some unknown reason to me, when they did Code 1, they brought the Swiss Guard from the old starter set
Ice Storm
over. Yeah, the Beyond Ice Storm over. But not the Kamau.
I don't know.
And
Code 1's weird.
it's obnoxious because they put that Kamau paramedic or hacker
Yeah.
in one of the booster boxes and not
The
the
rest
one
of
you
it,
literally
yeah.
can't get anywhere else.
Just play regular Infinity, guys. Code 1's fine, but
Well, no, but that's how you get these models. Like it's
a Code 1 pack.
Yeah, then that's it.
That's how you get one of the Kamau models. The Veruna starter set's a little bit weird.
Gotcha.
Like if you want Kamau combi rifles to be whatever, like you get one in that box. That's all you get.
Got it. Well, never mind, guys. Don't play them.
They're just a little weird. They're not as like
Don't play them.
go buy the action pack, right?
Yeah.
Like for a new player, it's great to be like, hey, you want to play Corregidor?
Yeah.
Fucking go buy the action pack, or
Which
Code
is
1
just
big
coming
box.
out.
I know, right? That's crazy.
Right. That is so weird.
Right? It's been a fat minute.
Yeah.
I think that box didn't sell well, or they overproduced it. The Code 1 2-player box.
Oh, for
Crimson Stone?
Yeah, I bet it didn't sell well.
And that's why they waited?
Yeah, why would you remake that kit if you have hundreds
Oh, yeah,
of them sitting
and
in
I guess
your warehouse?
repackaging isn't worth it.
Right, you've already packaged them.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's why they waited.
Which
I
is
think-
weird because that was a freaking awesome.
The sculpts are
box.
awesome.
Yeah. That's my suspicion. I have no proof.
Oh, dude.
But just the fact that it took so long.
Everything
wild-
sells out every time.
And wild
It's best
speculation
game
is what we do here on Swiss Miss Gaming.
I think it's
so.
reasonable speculation, right? Like,
No, wild.
it's like over 2 years late getting those action packs out.
Chinese New Year just really messed them up.
Yeah. Chinese New Year's. Multiple.
we got Patchers quickly, and that's literally all I care
Yeah,
about.
right. Yeah. Patches came fast. They were very cool.
Still want my Patcher character.
But yeah, this is
Yeah.
it's a little bit of a tricky army to be like, here's how you buy this army.
Yeah.
But
That's part of the charm of Infinity.
it's
though.
not a big army.
You think
which
it's
is
cool?
nice.
Figure out how to get it. eBay. Buy some secondhand army.
Recast.
Don't support
Honestly, if it's out of production, you can't get it.
Yeah, I mean yeah. I don't do
And I,
recasts for this,
there's
except
a
if it's
dude
something I have.
3D print who's 3D designing a bunch of Bogmari and old Infinity sculpts and stuff like that.
If you can't buy them legit, doesn't matter.
Yeah. The free market provides.
The only other things I would buy recast are like models I suspect are about to get updated. Where I'm like, I don't want to be the one that triggers Corvus Belli to resculpt this. Like this model's not like you bought me that Squalo Mark 1.
Yeah.
And like a week later, they're like, Squalo Mark 2 is out.
You're welcome.
And we're gonna squat the Mark 1, and then everyone was pissed, so they didn't yet. Maybe we'll see.
Right. I mean that's been like over a year.
Yeah.
That they've like talked about that.
Yeah.
Squatting the Squalo Mark 1.
Yeah, and that hasn't happened.
Yeah,
so
true.
I think we got some.
It might
Time
happen
on
if
They'll probably just
a
do it.
Mark, if a N5 ever comes out. I could see the Squalos Mark 1 getting.
Right.
No, I want them to make a Squalus Mark 3 and then they squat the Squalus Mark 1.
No,
the Mark
they squat
2.
the Mark 2, right?
And leave the Mark 1
right?
and give it
right.
marksmanship and make it OP.
Exactly.
Like bolts.
But then I want to skip the Squalos Mark 4 and we go to the Mark 5 because we're doing Fibonacci Squalos.
Yes!
Oh.
There we go.
Fibosqualos.
Yes.
Alright. So is it time to dive into lists?
Let's do it.
Let's see if I can load mine.
Nice water pumpers. Diving in.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
Ha!
God. I'm thirsty. Where's my water bottle?
I don't know. Did I bring it in
Just
here?
drink my paint,
There's
dude.
paint over there.
Yeah,
It's
some
blue.
paint. There's some
It's
paint.
blue
I
like
can-
water.
I got
that
some
this I think
Ooh.
Drakenhof Nightshade's probably the closest to water that we could get from paint, right?
No.
Blue raspberry?
What about taste test?
I don't think I'm gonna.
Dude,
do
blue always tastes good.
that. Blue does always taste good. That's my
Yeah.
favorite flavor. If it's blue, I'll
Is that why you give all those Smurfs blowjobs?
Yeah.
No. Interesting. I can go through my list first if you're still working out your shit.
Well, did you
Wants to
send
pull it up
your
for the,
list?
Yeah. Oh, right, because
it's
you
all
want to put it up for the YouTube's people.
Yeah. Well, also it means I can follow.
Oh, it has to be a supplies.
Who was first? We're gonna do John first if it loads. We'll see.
All right.
Not that one. That one's not gonna load. For sure.
Maybe if you close some tabs, everything would go
Not
faster.
how the internet works.
Maybe.
All right, John, you're up first. You wrote this
All right.
mission for
Evacuation.
That's an interesting mission.
Yeah, I went for something weird that I figured you guys wouldn't pick.
You're right.
You were correct.
You were
Yeah.
right. You're
I
100%
picked
right.
no mission.
I was like, man, I really wouldn't want to fucking figure
My
this
list
one
can
out.
do 'em all.
So you have what, like 5 civilians and then an HVT.
This is the new rescue,
Yes.
Yeah,
and probably improved.
Yes.
I haven't played it yet.
kind
but
of. Dude, it's hard.
Rescue was
One
bad
time,
too.
I
though.
think
because-
it is hard.
And that's the last mission for.
I know.
It's hard because you have to get them to. So first of all, you need a specialist.
Yep.
So okay, let me restart. You have all the same restrictions that you do civ evacuating, which is it can't be a remote, can't be impetuous, can't be in a fire team, can't be whatever, right?
Yeah. Can't be synced with another model.
Right. So you have all those restrictions.
No camo states, marker states.
Yep. And then you have to also be a specialist to get them to
Which
hit
is
the button and extract them. So in the one game I played with this, I had models running around, grabbing civilians, bringing them back, and then handing them over to a specialist I had just sitting at the button, like, hey, welcome aboard.
What is your purpose? You push the evac
Yeah,
button.
congratulations, you're being rescued. And it's like another order to like
Yeah.
move them over.
Pain in the ass.
Because otherwise, and the funny thing is that most things that are going to be fast or mobile enough have some sort of, remote presence or they're...
Or you have them in a fire team. Like,
Yep. So, what I did here was my list is group 1 is... And I'm still kind of trying to figure out the fire teams and the lists, like in the order groups, because I've been playing with it a lot while we're talking today. But it's Fusilier Hacker, Fusilier Missile, Fusilier Paramedic, regular Fusilier, Fusilier Lieutenant, just a 5-man missile team.
Yep. As you do. This is a
guarding.
super common thing. Like,
Yep.
Veruna list, you might see this a lot.
Yep. And then Echo Bravo Hacker,
Yep.
because I wanted to use the border skirmish thing just to drop somebody in, because you've got to get on the other side of that exclusion zone.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And then a Zulu Cobra triangulated fire jammer. So the idea, that one just being, if you can jam something that goes to get one of your civilians, they're done. I mean, it's like better than killing
Because the
them.
model that has the civilian has to hand it off, right?
Yeah,
So if they grab a
So-
civilian and then get isolated, like,
right.
that civilian's stuck.
I forget exactly how it works. I think it's the model with the civilian has to hand it off. But yeah, either way, it's like
That's
it just
bad.
becomes a pain. Group 2 is Fugazi, Knight of Montesa Red Fury, Kamau Sniper, Uma Sorensen FTO,
Yeah.
Patsy Garnett, Knight of Montesa Paramedic, and 2 Helots, one with the light rocket, one with the shock marksman rifle. So the idea here being, I don't know what I want my fire teams to be. I think I'm kind of leaning towards a duo with the Montesas. You make them both, either you make them both non-impetuous, or you make, you would make both of them non-impetuous.
Or-
You get them up the field, or you could have the Red Fury be impetuous.
You could also have 2 duos. Because you could do Montesa, Patsy, Montesa, Uma.
So that was my first.
But it's Uma FTO.
Yeah, so that was my first iteration of this actually, and then I realized I could just make a 3-man team of Patsy, Kamau, and Uma.
How about you could start with that? The Kamau gets iced turn
Yeah.
1, and now you reforge fire
Yeah.
teams.
Planning
Absolutely.
for success.
Dude, you should always be planning for that Kamau to die.
True.
Absolutely.
You guys have seen me where I'm like not bothered when
Yeah.
that Kamau dies. He's there to die.
So the other thing I was considering though was just having a decoy Fusilier and throwing the Kamau up in the first group, and so you have a nasty fire base. So it could go either way. That's kind of your own mileage there. But the idea just being, I was trying to get as many things that could be as close as possible or as fast as possible to get across the board, get those civilians and bring them back.
Yeah.
And the paramedic Montesa could do that.
He's so good at it.
And then you've got Uma, Patsy, so all these characters, even though you got a fire team going over there and you can't fire team back, whoever you leave behind can
They're fine.
wreak havoc.
They'll be fine if they even all survive to make it over there.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Okay,
that being the general idea here.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I also like it.
Yay.
You did it, John.
We did it.
Claps for John.
I wrote a Veruna list.
We really like your list. We support you, John.
Thank you.
I don't support you.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's solid. Like, yeah, it does the things.
Yeah, I think it handles most classifieds.
Something else I would consider would be making that Zulu Cobra sensor your lieutenant.
Not a bad idea.
Because you have NCOs. It gives you a late game, like a turn 3.
I just don't have the point. No, I do.
They're the same. They're the same point. That's why I'm saying it, right?
Yeah.
Like it's an option. Now, the one thing you got to watch out for is people who are paying attention will know that it's not a Fusilier lieutenant,
right?
Because with 13,
right. Kind of why I prefer the Fusiliers.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, it's a good suggestion. I want that Zulu Cobra to be able to kind of just really be a pain.
It also is probably a better matchup on some tables versus impersonators.
Mm-hmm.
Who can go after your Fusiliers.
Oh, that's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, impersonators don't really want to fuck with a camo marker.
No, you're right, because you're
It's
just going to
inefficient
eat it at some point.
and they might just shoot you.
Right. Especially because Helots are so good at punishing impersonators.
Yeah. But like a shotgunning impersonator can just walk into a fire team and like, risk it to get lost the lieutenant.
Yeah.
And kill a missile.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Not that big.
No, I think that's perfectly valid.
I've been fucking with the Zulu Cobra lieutenant in my head a lot more often lately.
And especially because the jammer, I think, is the really big one. So you just hide the Zulu Cobra like up on a building or something and just jam it.
And turn 3, maybe you combi rifle or assault pistol something, or lieutenant order sensor after you've revealed.
Yeah.
Right? Like if they get some camo marker up to like try and get in position, you're like, fuck you. Walk up sensor.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I just saw our release schedule. The last one on Friday the 8th says, "You coming?" Did you see that?
Oh my god, yeah.
They misspelled it.
Yeah, so CB has
Jake
declared
said, CB, it's not that exciting.
That's pretty exciting.
You coming?
you coming.
You coming?
You coming when we release these?
You're goddamn right. You coming.
Alright, I'm sorry. I couldn't stop laughing.
That's what gets you. You're like, dude, this is a knee slapper right here.
Come.
That's funny.
So here's one of the
Farts
lists.
and both always funny.
Here's one of the lists I was thinking about for Battle by the Beach. I'm reconsidering it more and more, if I'm honest.
Ooh.
Okay.
But I think it is at least interesting to look at.
Is it the
But
two
not
title
compelling.
No, I have no double tag lists.
But you
Dude,
could
what
yourself
about
tonight.
quadruple tag?
I mean, I posted that list in chat. And nobody commented on it.
That's true.
So Battle by the Beach 1 is the name of this list. So I have 2 lists for it, but you only get to see one.
Sneak peek.
Let me see if the other one is more interesting first.
Oh, it's too late. I'm already looking at the other one.
All right, so
I'm just going to start reading it out loud before you can...
Zulu Cobra Forward Observer, Montesa Paramedic, Kocman Forward Observer, Fusilier Lieutenant, Fusilier Rifle, Fusilier Paramedic, Fusilier Hacker, Fusilier Missile, Squalo Mark II NCO with Heavy Machine Gun, Machinist, Veruna Division with a Palbot. That's your Group 1. Group 2 is an Echo Bravo, Helit Submachine Gun, Helit Submachine Gun, Helit Shock Marksman Rifle, Warcore.
The Sixth Sense Warcore as well.
I tend to go for the Sixth Sense Warcore. I think it's a mistake, but I still do it.
So what do you think the difference is to you? Like, what's the appeal?
The only appeal is really if they're doing smoke nonsense to me.
Have
and
you
they want
ever
to knock
felt
it
like
off.
you needed the 360 visor?
That's my other thing.
I don't really feel like I need either. If I'm
But
being
Sixth
honest.
Sense is the extra rule versus not having.
So when someone smoke tricks your Warcore,
I'd rather just be more annoying.
I think I think again for me is you can use the Warcore to protect your deployment zone and specific angles from parachutists.
That's true.
because it's a free lookout, it's a flash pulse to stop
Yeah,
the parachutist.
I probably should start going to the 360 one more, but I've often found that 360 almost never comes up.
It doesn't normally for me
But
either.
how often does Sixth Sense come up?
Zone of control dodges can be nice on your, I think 11s.
So you can zone and control dodge a stealth unit. That's like it.
Yeah. I'm not really worried about it either way.
Fair enough.
Like,
You should be shooting with your stun pistol.
True.
Yes.
True.
well, not if
true.
you're zone of
Every
control
time.
dodging.
Well, you should be para CC weaponing on your CC11.
That's right too.
Yeah. Hey, it's only 2 worse than your average.
Hey, you just
panel
gotta use your
shooter.
journalist level 1 plus 3 for whatever the fuck.
Yeah, for whatever
means.
that
So
does, yeah.
for this list, what missions were you thinking about for?
Well, so we should talk about that because I posted in chat a while ago my analysis of the Battle by the Beach missions for Veruna.
Yes, it's just kill shit.
Honestly, so something to think about when you're playing Veruna is maybe you shouldn't play the mission. Because maybe the mission is annihilation.
Yeah. No, I think I honestly, for Pano especially, I think you're
14,
right.
just run in and just kill everything.
14.
Or 15.
15, sir.
100.
So this is blow up their specialists and then touch a button.
So this is...
The Zeta strategy.
So this is moderate midfield control with the Kocman, the Zulu Cobra, and then relatively efficient attacking pieces. Is really what this is going for. And then once something dies, Echo Bravo goes into Group 1, parachutes in, and desperately tries to get you one objective point before the end of the game. Or whatever, right? So you can still play the objective, right? You've got Zulu Cobras, you've got the Montesas, you've got the Kocman, right? You have three specialists that can get up there and do things. Be it grab an idiot and extract them, be it whatever, right? I don't know. It's just
but you could also kill things.
I could also kill things. I can kind of do both. And it's going to depend on the matchup. Because I think some matchups I'm going to have a hard time killing and maybe I just need to push buttons. Other matchups, just fucking murder. I don't know. It's a weird list. I don't know where I'm at with it. This is the one I'm thinking of dropping.
Okay. And
did you want to see the other one? I don't even know.
You're going.
Well, just why would you want to drop that one?
It seems good.
Yeah.
What things would you want to add or remove from it?
2 cutters.
So
exactly.
This list is a toolbox of things that are not the best at what they do. Which is my cute way of saying it doesn't have a cutter in it.
So fix it. Put a cutter in it. I fixed your list.
Yeah.
But you have to drop
So
a lot
the
of stuff
cutter
to get
is
to
Drop the Echo Bravo.
The cutter is problematic in the mission set because 3 of the missions are about controlling the midfield
So don't.
in a significant way.
And you'd rather have the Squallows doing that for sure.
Honestly, yeah, I would. Right?
Yeah.
Like the cutter, yes, it can camo state and be up there and still score you points in those zones, but like that's not where the cutter wants to be.
Yeah.
Right? So in
and
those,
then you have to use orders to move back to get to better engagement ranges.
Yeah. So it's a little bit of a less of an eggs in one basket type list. Mm-hmm. If you want to see my other list, we can talk about it.
Sure.
If you want to share it, or if you want to be cagey,
my lists are literally all subject to change because all of my Veruna is painted except for Maximus, and I got to base the Squallows.
and you can do that today.
We'll see about that.
You got time.
Stop having kids, dude.
He did actually.
No, like I don't mean stop having more kids. I mean like literally stop having kids. Like,
We did
right
yesterday.
now,
It was great.
stop it.
All right, so here's list 2. Kamau Heavy Machine Gun, Kamau Sniper, Veruna Machinist, Fusilier Paramedic, Patsy, Veruna Orc Heavy Machine Gun. So these are kind of like 2 fire teams right here.
Yeah.
Going with the double Harris thing.
Makes perfect sense.
Zulu Cobra Lieutenant, like I've talked about. Apparently I've got a hard on for it. Flash Pull Spot, Zulu Cobra Killer Hacker, Pathfinder Bot. Not as good as they were. Still
solid. I use them.
The sensor, honestly, is the thing that I care about. Also, it's a 6/4 specialist.
Mm-hmm.
3 SMG light rocket launcher Hellets, a war core, and a Kocman mine layer.
Nice.
You know, I think, especially with these missions, what you were saying about having the board control, maybe that is the way to go with 2 Harrises instead of a
I think
big
I like
core
this
team
one
that
better
won't
than
move.
It depends on the mission. Like, I like this list. I think this is a solid list that can flexibly fight in a lot of areas, and
Bring both.
that's how you do 2 lists, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Just bring them both.
The first list is the one I'm thinking about changing, though. I'm thinking about
I like the first list.
going with a cutter and just doing cutter things and just having that in my pocket.
Yeah, and you're just going to be driving up, right? Or flying?
Driving up, Brielle and Azalea are flying home, and then I'm driving home.
Okay, gotcha.
Because Brielle has a thing. She has like an event she wants to go to.
So you don't even have to worry about like transporting a larger tag versus a smaller tag
No,
or
not
anything
really.
like that. So you really have all the options.
Yeah.
And flying with a tag is not a big deal.
Well, I'm not flying with it, so.
Or flying with tags, plural.
Infinity is easy to travel with.
Yeah.
I'm not concerned.
It is
Honestly,
it really is the ultimate.
it's so
travel
good.
game.
No, this is a more standard list. This is a list I've ran before and I'd run again.
Seems good.
All right. I mean, it seems like you have 2 solid lists for the event.
Yeah.
I like this list a lot more though. Like I'm more like I know this list, it'll do things. The Crocband Mind Layer is the only thing I'm like but for the like frontliney whatever.
Yeah, I mean you got a couple missions where like that's still super relevant.
I have found that I just like repeat. I mean, do you like the idea of? I know you don't play all the time because of family stuff, but do you typically like the idea of playing the same list and getting good with that list, or are you a person who likes to switch it up?
I switch things up pretty frequently. This is not a list I've taken before. This is a unique list. It just uses a lot of things that I'm comfortable with, like little Kamau Harrises, little Orc Harrises, Zulu Cobras. I love Zulu Cobras.
Mm-hmm.
That's good to me.
Yeah.
Cool. Now everyone knows my tricks.
Well,
Bruce, you'll be next.
let's do it. Let me pull up my list.
So what'd you write it for?
This was for every mission.
Okay.
I think that this can do every mission
Battle by the
passably.
Beach. That's another thing. Battle by the Beach didn't have any missions I felt super strongly.
Yeah, there wasn't Biotech Vor and Rescue in it. Shout out.
Well, the bigger thing
shout
was
out LVO.
there wasn't any of the break objectives.
Yeah.
Missions.
Yeah.
And those are the most polarizing ones for me in Veruna.
That makes
I'm like,
sense.
I got to think about this like a lot because if I build your list wrong, you can't do the mission.
So I started off this list just to be for everything. So 2 Kocman forward observers with deployable repeaters give me that utility and threat radius. Then I have a Crocman hacker. I have a regular Fusilier fire team, 1 regular Fusilier, Fusilier lieutenant, Fusilier paramedic, Fusilier missile launcher, and Fusilier hacker.
What a shocking Fusilier fire team.
Right?
Man, wow.
Never seen that before. Knight of Montesa paramedic, Squalo Mark II, NCO. That's group 1. So with group 1, I have a lot
You're
of...
bringing the Clipper.
Yeah.
I mean he's got the repeater network.
I have the repeater network and I have 2 hackers. So in group 2, it's a Clipper drone bot, Hellet light rocket launcher, Flash Pulse bot, Tech B, and Warcore 360 visor because I don't give a shit about 6th Sense.
So I have one comment.
Lay it on me.
Could you put the Clipper in group 1?
Yeah.
Because it can fire team with those Fusiliers
But why?
when your first missile dies
Yeah,
and
that's
you've
true.
ran out of hackers.
That is true.
Stand that missile bot up, burst 2 missile.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No, I definitely could do that. I'd probably drop out like the...
Like you don't start with it in the fire team. You
Yeah.
keep a 5-man core.
Gotcha.
And then when that
just
Fusilier
have
missile
it
dies,
close enough.
reforge the fire team, drop him in.
That
switch
would
a Crocman,
that would be
yes.
table dependent, but I would probably drop one of the Crocman
Yeah.
forward observers into group 2 then.
I agree. The thing is, that missile's going to die eventually, right?
No, I'll just roll good.
It's a cute thing that
You do
Veruna
that.
has,
You
right?
definitely do that sometimes.
Being
Yeah.
able to wildcard your Clipper is a little weird.
Yeah. It's useful.
I mean, or you just spend a command token.
And just again,
And the thing is,
I'm
like,
a huge fan of the Crocmans.
Your hackers could die.
Yeah. The likelihood of all of them dying at once is low.
And you have forward observers.
Yeah. With repeaters, so again, I could just drop the repeater.
Oh my god, wait. You forward observe as your ARO while they're getting spotlit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fork 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You're right.
something I will say,
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had more Crocman models. Because I've been thinking about more Crocman. Like,
That's
kinda
100%
like this.
fair.
Actually, like 2 to 3. And I'm like, I only own 1 Crocman model. And I think there is only 1 current
Is it
sculpt.
the multi-snipers the only one?
No.
Oh.
No, there's one with a
Hacker?
I've got a hacker.
Yeah,
I
so
think
there's
it's just
2.
the hacker. Is there still
Isn't there the multi-sniper?
There's a
Oh,
sniper
there
Crocman.
is. It's
Yeah.
in one of the code 1 boxes.
Yes, it is.
That I'm like, I don't need the 2 other models with this.
That's
And
fair.
especially for a sniper.
But just clip the barrel.
Yeah,
and
no,
that's-
so...
I've clipped the barrels before, and it looks
just
fine.
make it a rifle.
I did that with a NIS. I had an
Yeah.
extra NIS sniper, and I clipped the barrel. And now
Yeah,
it's,
I did that as well.
You can get the boarding shotgun one online still.
can you?
There's a
is
boarding
it ugly?
shotgun Crocman?
Is it ugly? I think it's
Yeah.
pretty
Is it
ugly.
like a mega old model?
It's pretty old.
It's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
ugly.
Let's see.
Oh, it's got
God,
the old Panther boarding shotguns.
Yeah.
Boy, when they
It
have
looks
like,
like he's wearing tights.
And like honestly, no one can tell that there's like a Crocman and like all that shit.
it's a
And
meme
I know it's a you thing and it's a me thing as well, but I've gotten over it, so you
my
can too.
favorite part of this game is the proxying. I'm just going to do whatever the fuck I want.
I could use a locust.
Exactly.
Locusts are basically the same thing.
Yeah. Or Trinitarians.
Well,
Or
let's-
whatever.
So different.
We can all shame.
Bring a Monstrucker. It's
Yeah.
just that's your.
That's
So yeah,
a-
that's my
a
list,
Crocman.
and I think it can genuinely do
Yeah.
all of the missions required.
The mission set by Battle by the Beach is relatively.
It doesn't rock the boat,
No, it's a lot of zone control.
which is
Yeah.
fine by me because I'm playing Shaws.
But you have missile launcher shame. You brought guided.
It is a viable strategy
You
for a tournament.
rat bastard.
I'll do it again.
How dare you?
I've never guided you. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I'm gonna do. To
Yeah,
you
but you've guided hundreds of listeners wrong.
I'll guide you first.
Maybe tens of listeners.
I bring guided to my list. I haven't actually utilized it, and it's been in most of my lists recently.
I just don't like it. I just feel dirty.
In Starmont, it feels like
I thought about it though.
Then take a shower afterwards.
Yeah, right.
Shower?
Dude, you're feeling dirty.
Yeah,
because of all
have you
the
ever
sweat.
done that?
What's a shower?
San Diego sweat stuff.
We're sweaty nerds.
All right, Veruna happy time. Morgan.
Yeah, we're gonna happy time. Yeah. So I don't know why I made Group 1 the.
I do this all the time. No, I do this all the time.
I love it.
Just to fuck with people?
No, so this happened to me more in N3. I know, we're talking old timey, but I had this group that I almost always did with my NCA. In like any list I brought, it was like 2 flash full spots, a tech B, a war core, an engineer, and a doctor.
So you just get it out of the way.
And I just do that 7 order group 1 or whatever it is, and then go to group 2. And group 2 was what changed most of the time.
That
Okay.
makes sense.
Like honestly, it was just like I do it with Veruna too. I'm like, I need these come out and a flash full spot and a war core.
Okay, good. Got it. Group
Yeah.
1. Yeah. Same with me. I think that's why I did it. I wasn't really. I don't know why I did it.
No,
first,
I do
but-
it too. It's fine.
So 3 Helot militiamens with a submachine gun light rocket launcher in Group 1 and a Fugazi, which this is the only. The Fugazi in Group 2 is just because depending on deployment of like where they end up, I want access to either of my Zulu Cobras instead of having one with one order. And yes, I could always use CP to get extra orders, but I don't want to have to force that.
I would also say sometimes you want to move a submachine gun helmet.
Yeah.
Like-
You want to like move them twice.
Yeah, that can be a big.
I do that a lot, especially because you want them like to be at least starting within 24.
Right.
And like if you can incidentally get a helmet near like an armory door or something, you're just like,
Yeah.
haha,
Yeah.
got a light rocket launcher looking in this door. Have fun.
You know, once you get into the room, then the submachine gun needs you.
Yeah.
That's all. Okay, so Group 2. So that's Group 1. Group 2 is a Knight of Montesa paramedic because it's good.
It's
Love 'em.
very good.
Zulu Cobra hacker, another Fugazi, a Kamau. I have a core fire team, a Kamau paramedic, a Kamau multi sniper, Patsy, an Orc lieutenant, and an Orc heavy machine gun.
Is that a legal?
Okay.
So
is
how
that
do
a
you
legal
make
fire
that fire
team?
team?
Because you can only have one orc.
In the Orc fire
No,
team,
it's
Kamaus
it's
are
it's an orc fire team
It's
with
an orc fire team with
up to 4
Oh.
Kamaus.
Kamaus are wildcards.
yeah.
Yeah, like
Yep.
up to 4.
And you can have up to okay. My bad.
Yeah, Kamau are a little weird. How like the fire
Yeah.
teams are a little weird in this
Yeah.
army.
Interesting.
So BS-15 or BS-14 multi sniper for the Kamau, and BS-15 heavy machine gun if this fire team lasts for long. 5-man cores.
Man, it's a good game when you get both of those, like the BS-14. You know, +1 on both aero and active.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then a machinist with a palbot just to keep the team fixed. Yeah, I mean this seems like a real. I don't know if there's much to explain about this. I feel like this
Yeah.
That seems
can
solid.
do a little bit of everything.
You can
When
probably even
when
afford
you
to-
get hacked, it's gonna be a feels bad.
Yeah,
That's Pano. That's this army.
that's
Fair,
right.
fair.
I thought about
But you can just always roll better.
roll better every time.
Well, you also have 2 Zulu Cobras to make that less attractive.
Correct.
And you have a machinist.
Right.
And your opponent doesn't know what those Zulu Cobras are. They could be forward observers. They could not be. You could have a hidden orc if they don't know your points very well, or if they don't know what those camo tokens are, right? Because you're missing a slot. You could have a
Yeah.
hacker just chilling.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Veruna's weird. They don't win the cyber war game, but they can kind of like not participate in a weird way, where they're like, I don't really want to do this,
Yeah.
so they don't.
Right.
It's weird. Worth mentioning about Montesa Knights is that paramedic is not available in vanilla.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think that's one of the most interesting
Yep.
profiles.
Yep, not in vanilla.
Wow.
Why?
I'm glad it's not.
It's in military orders and Veruna,
Wow.
but not.
Good.
think
Make your sectorials unique.
Are they in NCA? Well, I agree, except that I think Vanilla Pano might be one of the worst.
Vanilla Pinot won a
Vanilla
tournament like
factions.
this year.
Great.
At the end of last year.
I won a
it
tournament
can't-
with Vanilla
It can't
Pinot.
be bad.
That's
It
not.
wasn't good.
That's not how that works.
I ran Joan with mercenaries.
It has nothing to do with the player being good. It's the faction being broken
There we go.
every time. I say we keep nerfing.
No, it was just stupid add-ons for a tournament.
Nah, nerf them.
Yeah, the only place that the Montesa doesn't get that paramedic is vanilla.
Good.
It's in all
Wow.
3 other sectorials, which is
Good.
just funny.
I think we can find like 3 or 4 more points to add to Pathfinders. Or not
think so.
Pathfinders, what is it?
Volunteers.
Whatever.
A trade.
Add 3 points to Pathfinders.
A pact with Carlos.
It is really weird. Like, I used to always take Bulleteers and or Pathfinders in these lists, and now I'm like, I just don't have the points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just can't afford them. which is a funny thing.
Indeed it is.
I don't know how I feel about the Orc Lieutenant.
I was going to ask you
Multi-rifle.
about that.
Why not?
Survivable.
He's tough.
He's
Is
an
he?
isolatable lieutenant.
Yeah. Do what now?
That is an excellent
He's an
point.
isolatable lieutenant.
He's also an obvious lieutenant. That is the only model that can be a lieutenant.
Get through my hellets, my heavy machine gun, and my sniper. Bitch.
Easily.
At whip 12.
Easily.
No,
One
no
picture
chance.
is just like, what up?
You'll never be able to do that.
If you deploy like shit, I guarantee you I will be able to get a specular in there immediately.
Your logic does not matter to me.
I just need 12 inches.
See, I feel like I would almost rather...
If you
Don't
colossally
we all?
fuck up like that,
See, I feel like if I'm going to go with the big dick Orc energy, I might rather make the heavy machine gun my lieutenant.
Why?
So when the fire team's fucked, I can spend lieutenant orders on the heavy machine gun. Or when the fire team's not fucked, it's an extra order.
Right, but the heavy machine gun's going to be engaging things.
Yeah,
versus the
I know.
It's not.
just roll better.
Exactly.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I agree with that, but
It is unfortunate that you can't take because of the Orc fire team, you can't put regular Fusiliers in with the Orcs.
Yeah.
Unless
You
it's
have
Veruna
to
Orcs.
you have to take the
There's
Veruna.
Orcs. The Orcs can only join Fusiliers. Fusiliers can't join Orcs. They're not...
Well, Veruna Orcs
it's
can join
different.
Fusiliers.
It's a totally different type of team.
Yeah.
Legally distinct. Legally
Right.
distinct.
Respectfully.
Cool. Well, we did our list.
Yeah. No, Veruna's really cool. I really like
Yeah.
them.
I do
Yeah,
too.
I
They're
do.
very cool.
They're sweet. I think more people should play Veruna. As far as
Everyone go buy Veruna Army.
Do it.
Yep.
Now.
The little sectorial starter box is they have amazing
solid.
sculpts.
It is.
That's the one place where you can get the Fairbach Orc from.
Does that one
actually.
come with Patsy?
No.
No,
Ooh,
Patsy's
okay,
a
that's
single
a
model.
sister. Okay,
She was a single model blister. I don't know if she is anymore.
I don't think she is anymore. I think she might be in a 3-pack.
Like reinforcements thing or something maybe.
It's
She
fine.
might be in reinforcements with Quinn and Shona.
You need
I don't
both,
know.
but
I
you
gotta
need both
look.
of them.
No, she's not a reinforcement model, is she?
No, she's not in CA.
Then it might be
There
a
are non-NCA
it might be a
models.
code one.
There's like there's a pack with her in it probably. I don't know.
I'm going to MOE to check right now.
Emily's a little rough because they might have old stuff.
Yeah, muy.
Cha boig. Remember when we did that about boigs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite models I don't get to bring.
Yeah. That's that. You've just defined the Boig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You take it because you like it, not because it's
That guy asking
I
about
did
way better.
that guy
than
asking about the
never-
Boig on the global community. I was like, I just want to tell you, don't do it.
I played the Boig twice and it didn't do anything either time. And then again, I'm not
It
top
got
tier.
better, I guess.
We
with the
know.
Fire
They can
teams.
fire team now.
We know,
Which
fuck
is a
you,
big deal.
bro.
Yeah.
It's just got such bad synergy with its own stats.
Who is
Like,
doing the not to interrupt, but who's doing the Adepticon GT? Here.
I am.
I am.
Both of them.
You two are doing that, okay. And
Can't believe the
Sasha is-
sweaty tryhard over here, isn't it? Bringing Shaws to a tournament where it's clearly
We're
Shaws.
gonna be
playing.
playing historicals.
Yeah, dude. Let's go. I'm also taking hobby classes for the first time, so if I don't enjoy that experience, I'll probably go back to doing the GT next year.
Yeah, I like Infinity.
Yeah.
No, dude, don't get me wrong. I'm a slut for Infinity.
But you'd rather play.
But you just rather play Team Yankee.
Yes, in this instance, yes.
Can you say that?
Yeah,
Little
but
bit
this
louder?
but the mission is really important. What is it? Sweden.
Oh, who gives a fuck,
gotten their
dude?
tacos
No,
taken.
I am just there to see the historical gulag for the first time.
We have to fight for tacos for like Norway.
Patsy is still in an individual blister on MOE for
Nice.
1444,
Cool.
which is a great album by Jay-Z.
And you should buy that if you're doing Veruna.
Yes.
Veruna is one of those sectorials where you should just buy the whole line. It's
Yeah.
not that big of a line.
Yeah,
and
that's pretty much what I did.
It doesn't. It's not that much. The
And just
hardest thing right
bots,
now
right?
is Fusiliers.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get mismatched Fusiliers, and you're really interested in taking Fusiliers.
Yeah.
Like, really interested, and the only way to get them is the Winter 4 box.
But the Swit box gets
Which
you
look better.
almost all the way there. Which
No, it doesn't though, because you want the regular
need 3
combi rifle
rifles.
Fusiliers.
Yeah.
You need 3 rifles, because
Yeah.
paramedic and 2...
Yeah, but the paramedic has.
No, you need 3 rifles.
There is no paramedic model outside of maybe that painting box.
No,
Ooh,
there's.
that's a full
Uh,
observer.
I've
yeah.
got a paramedic. I thought.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No.
It doesn't exist.
You are a liar, John Carlson.
Yeah. You really need those old 3 rifles. He's about to show us wrong.
Furious googling.
Now I'm looking into it.
Look at this N1 Fusilier paramedic, guys.
I found it.
Yeah, I would encourage you guys to look for Ice Storm Fusiliers if
Oh.
you want to keep it consistent.
It's the Caldstrom guy pointing a pistol.
Yeah.
That's not a medikit.
That is
Okay.
not the...
I mean, it's basically the same thing for Pando. So
It's really not
It
because he has a
really
massive
looks like
fuck
it,
off
but-
coat. That like clearly looks like a winter coat.
I was
you couldn't
referring-
protect.
I was
Coat to
referring
keep
to
the
the
sun
gun.
off of him. Thank you very much.
No,
It's a-
there's no way a
it's a
motherfucker's
parasol
using
coat.
a parasol coat like that. That is clearly super thick.
Yeah, you don't understand. Dude, I've seen people here at 60 degrees wearing fucking parrot jackets that I see in Boston. The full body jackets.
Yeah, well, that's because we're in San Diego and we're morons.
That is fair.
Yeah, it is funny to say that Fusiliers are one of the harder things to get right now.
No, but it's true.
But they
I
kinda
completely
are.
agree with you. And the fact that we still don't have a Winter 4 Fusilier Swick box
It'd be so cool. Cause
irritates me so
honestly,
fucking much.
I don't mind the Winter 4 Orcs as Veruna guys. Like, they're wearing raincoats.
Thank you.
It can be cold
They
as
better
shit.
be yellow fucking raincoats then.
You could make them yellow, or they could be black. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
You can use
They're
your
better yellow
imagination.
fucking raincoats.
No.
John, you do
But-
what you
No,
want,
that's
buddy.
your weird hyperfixation.
But it does bug me that they don't match.
No, it can
And
be
we'll-
John's
ours.
going to paint his completely skin toned.
There we go. Oh my god, yeah, I'm gonna get all the Torchlight stuff and paint it all.
Just
black.
paint the shoes and gloves
Fleshy
and just
metal.
flesh.
Yeah.
The bigger problem is that like you got to buy this box you don't want
Right.
to get those 3 Fusiliers, right? Like you
Right.
need the Winter 4 action pack, and like you are not interested in
Yeah,
that pack
that's brutal.
at all.
Or play both.
No,
That's fine,
yeah, but
It is nice. Like you could start with Winter 4 and easily jump into this army,
yes,
right? Because
Yeah.
it's not a big line.
Yeah.
Like
And like a lot of your key pieces, like
the bots and all of that.
the bots, and even like the Montesas.
yeah,
Montesas are in Winter 4, right?
I don't think so.
No, they're
Well,
not.
maybe not.
I think that's
Damn it.
like one of the few one. I think. Let me double check.
The stuff from military orders that's in Winter 4 would be Hospitallers, Knight of Justice, Infirmer.
Oh, boo, they're not in here.
Yeah.
All right, never mind.
Are those the only 3?
Infirmers.
Kyle.
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 Well, God, dude. I love
Fucking
Kyle.
Kyle.
That was such an enjoyable book.
I'm still reading it. I'm working on it.
It's very typical, but I do like it. Yeah, dude, but Veruna, fire.
I love Veruna, honestly. Love it.
Good luck freehanding the skulls on it, but
Mine came out okay.
yeah, they did.
My orcs. Orky orcs.
Orcs.
I do think if you're looking at Veruna orcs are maybe not the place to start.
Yeah.
But they're fun to branch into later.
And they're cool. They look cool. They're
The
boring
thing
and
is, the
reliable.
new reinforcement box gets you one of the only orcs you care about. So the reinforcement upgrade box has the Orc HMG in it.
Oh, that's the one I got specifically from the tournament.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I need this guy.
Yeah. The rest are okay. You might
Yeah.
use them. But like, yeah, you could, if you just get the reinforcement pack, you got your orc you care about.
You throw Quinn in the garbage.
Speaking of
hard.
which, I still have my Cromwell. I'm putting that back in prize support.
Okay, I still have that other tank.
No, you threw it away, didn't
No,
you?
I threw it out and then I took it out and I said I'm gonna wear it as a necklace.
Oh.
It's still sitting on my hobby desk.
Is there anything else we'd like to talk about before we wrap it up?
I think we've covered
Just
it.
go out to events
Go to
and
events.
uh,
Support your communities,
yeah.
guys. Play with your friends.
Play your league games on Tuesdays, you fuckers.
Oh.
Says the guy who hasn't been.
You haven't either. I've seen the reporting.
I was there once.
You
I
report
want
your game?
to make it
Yeah.
clear. I'm just not ever going to report my league games on principle.
Or pay.
Oh, did I not pay you yet?
No.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'll do that right now.
Either.
No, neither of you have.
I don't.
Did
ever
Morgan
report-
pay you?
No, I haven't played a single game of
I
that
don't
because
care. If you don't want to pay, you don't have to pay. Like, you just won't get a prize. That's all there is to it.
Fair.
But
But
you want,
prizes are
you,
fun,
you,
yeah.
you want a prize.
I want my prize.
I think I end up giving more prizes to the pool than I ever get out of it.
Well,
Welcome
that's
to
because
my
we
life.
support our community.
Yeah.
I actually have extra shit to throw in as well.
Honestly, I have
missed
like an
some prize
arm here
support.
too to give you guys. I have too much shit in my closet, so.
Yeah, me too. It's cool, Army. Play Veruna.
It's awesome.
Start with Winter 4, play Veruna, don't buy military orders. That's my advice for Pano. That is my top tier.
And in terms of buying stuff, it's the sectorial starter box.
Buy it all, honestly. Buy it
Yeah.
all.
And probably 2 boxes of remotes still. We didn't use a lot of
Yeah.
remotes actually in our.
Because you have other stuff going on.
Yeah.
Get the Fugazi
You still
box.
want 2 Fugazis. I think Sierras are something you should consider. You can actually play a remote game here too.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't, but you could easily do Peacemakers, Bulleteers, Flashbots. Like,
Oh yeah.
The whole thing.
Also, like, it's for this mission pool. A lot of it had like exclusion zones and stuff. So like, you don't want to.
Mhm.
This army's a little weird with exclusion zones.
Right?
Because, like, Zulu Cobras don't give a shit.
Right. Kocman do.
Echo Bravos don't give a shit this season.
Right.
Like, they kind of don't. I mean, they still
One
do a
Echo
little
Bravo
bit.
doesn't give a shit.
You're not taking 2, really.
Right.
Realistically, you shouldn't be taking 2. Too much Swick, and you got other things to do.
All right. Well, if those are all of our final thoughts, is that it?
I think so.
All right.
Sweet.
Outro. Bye,
Boo.
everyone. Goodbye.